It is bonkers that this Lego scandal keeps snowballing into this avalanche of degeneracy, discovering new unhinged lows that previously went undiscovered in the meta. They're finding new tech here, bricks and minifigs that is, for just bafflingly awful decisions here. Now they have fully opened Pandora's box. They have unleashed the plagues out there, just misery. It's pandemonium. It's crazy because it's like Bricks and Minifigs is a Voltorb whose only move is self-destruct, and they are spamming that bitch. They are just finding every possible angle to ruin their reputation. If corporate ass fuckage was a sport, Bricks and Minifigs would be Michael Jordan.
Episode 3 is finally finished after crazy all-nighters and basically destroying my health. But I can't post it or I will go to jail. And not only that, I will also immediately lose my lawsuit of $300,000, and the GoFundMe we made for Brian will go straight to this mystery company that I am no longer allowed to talk about.
All of us are still trying to piece together the puzzle here and figure out who this mystery company could be. It's like a Smash Brothers character you haven't unlocked yet. We just can't quite make it out yet, but I do have a hunch, though I'm, of course, not 100% sure who the culprit might be. We'll have to get Scooby-Doo on this case. So now they have ball-gagged Reckless Ben here. He was giving a status update on the whereabouts of episode 3, that it was completed, ready to rock and roll, but he is now unable to share that because it would put him at risk of going to jail and instantly losing his lawsuit, and also all of the money raised through the GoFundMe for Brian and his family would be forfeit. So he can't release part 3 of the investigation on this massive Lego scandal because of this legal hoopla he finds himself wrapped up in. Now, right away, I want to talk about something because I've seen a lot of people mentioning that the methods that been used here were really counterproductive and may have actually been harmful in the grand scheme of things in this case. And while I do understand that criticism, like, yeah, it seems like some of the things he was doing may be purely for content, like that was the impetus behind a couple of the decisions, what's inarguable is that what has happened as a result of this is a net positive for the actual victims of Bricks and Minifigs here, which is Brian and his family. The money raised through the GoFundMe is life-changing, and it is no doubt a good thing. And showcasing the way Bricks and Minifigs corporate, as well as how those individual franchisees conducted themselves, is also an extremely important thing as a PSA to the LEGO community with who they might be doing business with. So I think no matter how you spin it, no matter how you look at this and peel back the layers of the onion, I think even if you didn't agree with all the things Ben did, which I do understand in a few instances, I think all of it did lead to something very important, which was trying to help someone that had been wronged by a corporation that refused to try and make things right without this public spectacle unfolding here. And also, unironically, Ben has made a sacrifice to, like, his personal freedom. He's went to jail twice for this and is now wrapped up in some very serious litigation. And all of that under the attempts to try and make things right for Brian. And like I said, again, even if you don't agree with all the ways he went about it, nothing would have been changing without Ben doing those things. Brian still wouldn't have been getting what he was owed, or Bricks and Minifigs and the franchisee would have still been just giving him the cold shoulder, treating him like dirt. So I think it has been a positive thing that Ben has gone to bat for. And now I think this latest decision is one that can be unanimously booed. To now silence the guy who has been talking about this and diving into it, I think is always just a completely inexcusable look. And here's the thing, even if Bricks and Minifigs does end up winning against Ben, this kind of decision here is just such an underhanded, shitty tactic, already on the back of them trying to take down his Patreon, his main source of income, that it is inexcusable and, in my opinion, pretty unforgivable. That is an irreparable blow to their reputation. Even if they do win, no one will be able to look at this company the same way again, and probably won't feel comfortable doing business with this corporation. That's what I think. And again, his investigation has spread beyond just Bricks and Minifigs, like it showed some very questionable, very, very shady shit from the American Fork Police Department, obviously. But it doesn't seem like the American Fork Police Department is the one that is now attempting to censor Ben here, under threat of throwing his life away if he continues to talk about them and show his investigation. That is Bricks and Minifigs, the mystery company, whom I believe to be Bricks and Minifigs based on what I think is pretty obvious evidence.
They sent court papers to my email, which I guess a judge approved for them that this was a valid form of service. And so now that I'm officially served, I cannot even mention this company or I will be in jail and everything. Normally I would be like, screw the big guy telling me what to do. I'm going to do what's morally right. But in this situation, if I do that, then all my friends get screwed with this lawsuit and we lose all the GoFundMe money we raised, like, immediately.
Completely understandable. I don't think there's a soul on this planet that blames him for that. There's really no other option than to comply with the demands of this lawsuit here, because if he doesn't, then everyone's getting face fucked. Not just Ben, anyone that was even attached to a single tendril to this case here, including the main victims here, Brian, they would then lose everything that was built up across this with the GoFundMe. So it makes sense why he is unfortunately having to make this decision to not continue talking about it and putting forth the evidence in part 3. I am very curious why they were able to serve him those papers through email as opposed to when Ben was apparently instructed that the only viable means was through amicable, like, service, trying to serve the papers himself. But I guess maybe there's a chance where a judge looked at this and said, like, oh, so Ben tried to serve them, they weren't receptive, so it's very likely that he wouldn't be receptive to Bricks and Minifigs trying to serve to Ben. So we'll grant you the motion to issue the service through email. But even in that case, I feel like that would have been easy for them to extend that same courtesy to Ben to serve through email, but I don't think they ever did based on everything that was shown in the previous videos. So that was a little confusing to me. And it's hard not to immediately think back on everything that was shown via the police body cam and what was said on those body cams and what we saw in some really, really, really questionable behavior from these officers. It's hard not to immediately think of maybe something a little deeper and perhaps a little bit corrupt. But that's where my head goes here, because there are some very questionable things that have unfolded on camera in regards to how all of this has been handled in that space there. But that's all just allegedly. I'm not saying it 100% is the result of corruption, why this was deemed a viable means of service. I'm just very surprised, is all, that Ben wasn't able to utilize email for serving the papers to the franchisees.
So I am no longer allowed to even mention this mystery company. My personal opinion is that this is unfair because this order was put on me because this company was telling the court that I was making bomb threats. I was planning on murdering the manager and employees, which obviously I didn't do, and you can see that in the footage. The only problem is I was not given a chance to share my side. The court just heard their perspective, not mine. So because I wasn't able to share my side, I am now no longer allowed to talk about them, and it looks like this might be it. So, yeah.
It's so fucking diabolical how they make these allegations that Ben was threatening them with bombs and violence and stuff like that. I'm going to go over there and kick their butts. I'm going to go in there and motorboat their cheeks and punch them up real bad and stuff. I'm going to beat them up. They're saying all these things, which then enables them to move this forward to gag him without ever even seeing Ben's side of it, apparently, according to Ben here. That doesn't make sense to me at all, how that happens. I don't know if that's standard procedure or what, but I know in the case of, like, stalkers, like streamers who have had stalkers, they will give the most unhinged DMs, like actual hard proof DMs, messages, actual threats, even stalkers showing up to their house. They will provide that and still authorities never really moved to do anything to the stalkers. So why are they moving so hard against Ben? Like, again, you can question some of his methods, and yeah, some of it could teeter on, like, ballpark definitions of, like, stalking in regards to them trying to, like, serve them and stuff. But what's irrefutable is how lightly stalkers get taken so often with, like, actual dangerous psychopaths who are a threat to individuals' safety. They just get to walk away scot-free, willy-nilly, not taken seriously. But in this case, when it's a corporation that's alleging it, now all of a sudden the hammer's coming down. Here comes the giant fist. That's just fucked up. And they apparently didn't even hear out Ben's side, which apparently has supporting video evidence as well to the contrary, proving that he wasn't making those threats or saying those things or doing any of what was alleged. It's weird. It's weird. And the freaks at Bricks and Minifigs just don't seem to recognize that even if Ben can't talk about it, you know what's going to happen? Everyone else is going to talk about it. They truly just don't understand the Streisand effect at all. Genuinely at all. They've never even heard the term, I guess. That nomenclature, nothing. It's a fantasy to them. Like, it could have been so easily avoidable, all of this, if Bricks and Minifigs wasn't such assholes based on all available evidence here. And the CEO is addicted, like I said, to this humiliation ritual of putting his face on all of it. Going on streams, beclowning himself. Like, constantly talking about it himself. So you're hearing it right from the top of the food chain. And it only keeps making it worse, and it makes people keep talking about it. So then, censoring Ben isn't going to just stop the story, it's only going to make it spread even more as more and more people talk about it now that Ben can't. And I cannot believe that they can't recognize that fact. It's fucking unfathomable that people run a company that handles this much money that Bricks and Minifigs does, millions upon millions of dollars, and can't understand the simplest concepts about the world and life. It's so weird to me. It's so weird. But anyway, very unfortunate new development here in this Lego scandal. Had to yap about it. That's really about it. See ya. All right, we're going through every bread on the planet. I'm a big bread guy, and I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but I was a kid once, and when I was a child, I used to tear down Cuban bread. And I haven't had it in quite some time.
Tear it down as in, like, call it terrible? Or
no,
tear
like,
it down
eat,
as, like, I eat that shit?
Like, I eat it.
Okay.
Like, in a good way.
Alright, I was shocked for a second.
And since Cuban bread, that was kind of my introduction into the wide, wacky world of bread. Mm-hmm. And since then, I've just been such a bready boy. And I'm pretty excited. I think I've had every bread on the table.
I'm a big, not even just bread, I love carbs.
Yeah,
all carbs.
Carbs are always just so delectable. Do you want to see how I used to eat my bread?
I would love to.
I had a technique. I'd always grab it by the heel and I'd come in here with my fingers and I'd take out the...
That's what I do with the Panera bread
Really?
that I get, yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. I'd only come in here to the flesh.
So I'm assuming we're starting off with Cuban bread.
Mm-hmm.
It's
love
still
Cuban
so good.
bread.
We have, this is great, this is Publix Cuban bread.
Mm-hmm.
We have like La Segunda and Alessi's make their own Cuban bread. It's unreal.
Man, Cuban bread is just so timeless.
It is so good. I love it.
So we're tier listing these, right?
It's your channel. We can do whatever you want.
All right.
You can just eat it if you want. It's a mukbang now.
S tier. It's just such a classic bread.
That is an S tier.
It's
Do
not-
you think anything will fall below that?
And I do actually think there's some bum ass bread in here.
Yeah,
Like
you're
there's
probably right.
there is some booty cheek
Like
bread.
there's worms on top of that one.
Yeah, is that a cinnamon roll? What is that?
Tutto onion Asiago bread made from scratch here daily.
Let's crack that shit open. Looks terrible.
What, this is probably episode 112 of our tier list. It's time we implement some rules.
Well,
And I'm sure we'll carry them forward.
we don't need rules.
We don't need rules where we're going.
It's bread.
So this is a... What did I say it is?
What a playful crumb.
It's
Onion
and
Asiago bread.
Sounds
Isn't that... It's like...
Oh, but
It's got some springback, but a crust.
yeah, it's very like mushy, but it's quite firm.
It's almost bagel-y in a way.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Do you not like Asiago?
I might not like
I think you're
Asiago.
not liking the Asiago.
I might not like the Asiago.
But it's very airy. Like, it's almost chewy. Trying to remember the words you learned from,
Oh, the bread connoisseur.
yeah, what was his name?
I don't remember his name, but
Shit.
it was the crumb, the flesh. I think he started using the word tortoise. not tortoise. What is torch? But is a verb? Tortious.
like a lawsuit.
Yep, maybe torque's not the right one.
No.
Torque,
Maybe the bread
yep.
has a lot of
Yeah.
Torque would be such a good word for it. That'd be so good.
We love bread.
I don't like that much, but I think it's just because I might not like Asiago.
That's fair. I will say, taking Danny's rules, I'm being strict. If this is S, this is a C or B for me.
Yeah, I was going to see.
I'm gonna be strict. I like it more than him, so I'll go B actually.
You know what the Asiago tastes like? Goldfish. It tastes like very spongy goldfish.
I can actually see that. It's that same kind of
Yeah.
cheesy flavor.
This one is the vanilla brioche.
Dude. We're just doing anything in bread shape, and I love it.
Yeah. This is interesting. Oh, it's a very wet bread. Oh wow, that's very sodden.
Smell it? Oh my.
That's a donut.
Oh my, that is dessert.
Yeah, that's a donut.
Here, why don't I...
Oh wow, it's very sticky.
Yep.
Very sticky bread.
Have you had a babka?
No, what is it, babka?
I think babkas are Russian or Ukrainian.
Legit a donut.
Is it?
Yeah.
But is it good?
No, I'm not a donut guy. I just back-to-back unfortunates.
I like that.
But you like donuts,
Yeah.
right? I just
It's
don't.
almost like a pastry Hawaiian roll.
I just don't. So I think the big thing is it's not even donuts I don't like. I just don't really have a sweet tooth.
You do not.
I
You're
ju-
not
I
a
think-
sweet kind of guy.
I just don't think that. I miss that whimsy.
Let's go with
That's a D for me.
an old... Wow.
Yeah.
That's an S for me. That's the most we've ever disagreed.
And again, it ties back into my genetic deficiency. I just don't like the donut stuff,
That's fair.
aka sweets. I guess.
I don't think that's a deficiency. I think that's a superpower.
You think so? Oh, some pumpernickel.
So this has a lot of adjectives. We've got Jewish, rye, pumpernickel.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, that's the big three right there.
Yeah.
Do you want to shoot Chelsea a message while she's there? Maybe we get a thing of rye as well.
And can you get us a Christian rye this time? Since we have
Yes.
Jewish.
Yeah,
covered?
this one's Jewish.
And then if you could ask for some sort of Mormon bread.
Yeah.
I want to cover all bases. I will say the smells of rye. I guess that's why it says in big letters, rye.
Yeah.
This is like a very old-timey bread.
It is.
Wow, I feel like I just got transported back to the 1800s.
One of the restaurants has a good pumpernickel loaf
It's
when you go to Outback.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
It
kind
is
of warm,
Yep.
and then you put the...
Oh.
That's good.
Now, you toast up some rye bread. If I'm at a restaurant and they're like, what kind of toast do you want? If they have rye, I'm all over it.
Really? That's your go-to?
Toasted rye with some butter and jam.
That's interesting. Because to me, like, this is good. I enjoy it. This to me feels like I went to St. Augustine on a field trip and I went to one of those old-timey stands and I was like, I'll take some of your bread.
I have,
You like
I, have,
hardtack or pumpernickel?
I have a hot take that maybe you guys could talk about a little bit. I think toast is the lowest form of breakfast carb humanly possible.
I couldn't agree more.
Like, it's so boring. I will do anything else besides toast almost all the time.
I completely
Here's the
agree.
thing, though. I'm happy when it's on my plate. I
I'm
do
not.
agree.
I'm
not
like, I eat it
ordering
because it's there, but I don't want it. Like,
See, you're eating it. And that's all that matters.
I can't remember the last time I got toast.
All right, I'm with you.
B for me. Very good.
I'm going
but
A.
I'm being strict.
I'm going A because I'm a little more lenient. What about these? Everybody is big on ciabatta.
Ciabatta.
I have a hot take on ciabatta, and I want to start out with I like ciabatta.
It sounds like it's not going in that
Do
direction.
you want some of this one? Or?
I'll just take.
I think for practical uses,
Oh, yeah.
it's too much bread. Like if you make a sandwich on ciabatta, you need a lot of meat, or else you're getting too much bread.
I just don't think there's a world of too much bread. We
If I
exist
wanted
in
to,
different
sure.
realities.
What is this? I squeeze this. It's dense. Like that's a big thing. I take a burger bun, I squish it, it's thin as
Yeah,
shit.
that's fair. That's fair.
I used to get Subway subs back when they were good. And I would take the sandwich, I'd lay it down, I'd put it under my forearm, and I'd just press down for about 25 seconds.
Will they not press it for you? if
Yeah,
you
why
wanted
not
them
just
to?
ask for it pressed?
It's Subway, they don't have that kind of technology there.
They do.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the first things they ask you if you want it toasted or pressed.
Is it,
look
you want
like-
this? You want this press? No, I got it myself.
I
They don't have a press.
don't toast, they won't press.
No fucking shot.
They don't
have
press.
I know they have
The guy working the cash register pulls out a textbook and plops it on top.
He puts his arm down on it.
Charlie was
I want to
asking
pause
for
this
a
video
press.
right now and drive to a Subway. In fact,
This is the biggest load of fucking baloney. I know they press it. I used to get them.
there's
pressed.
no way. Let's see.
Yes.
Will you trust Google?
I'll trust Google.
There's one Reddit post that says, it's of a Subway worker asking, I'm new. When you put something in the oven, which button do you press? And people are like, brother, ask your colleagues.
Am I having a crazy like false memory? Because I remember back when we used to play basketball and we used to get Subway.
No,
I used
we
to. Damn right. I used to get the chicken teriyaki subs.
Mm-hmm.
They came fucking flat as shit.
That's because Matt was sitting on them.
Oh, yeah. We got them together. I pressed both of them first. I thought you wanted that.
Real
Not
quick,
here for it.
S for this.
Yeah, keep eating while you're talking.
Yeah, I
Keep eating
agree.
while you're
As too much bread on a sandwich. Subway used to be so good.
They did.
And then what they changed was they used to work with local suppliers and they switched to a national supplier for all stores and went way downhill. All right, what's this? Sprouted multigrain bread. Do we want that?
Yeah, multigrain. That's another popular one.
Oh, we should have asked her to get Ezekiel bread. Did you ever have that?
I did.
Got a very nice flavor to it.
Good.
With the seeds in there.
Excellent.
It's not my go-to. I used to go to this one, but because I always thought it was a little healthier. It probably is. I don't know. I'm not a bread guy.
It seems a little healthier.
Well, that's good.
It says so. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, mine's a. You know what? I'm going C. I'm back to strict, Matt.
I'm going B with this one. I'd enjoy a sandwich on this.
That's a bread for a sandwich if the inside of the sandwich is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If the bread is supposed to be the star of the show, that's like that's not worth
That's
it.
like, you know what? I'm not making a PB&J on this.
Yeah. What is this? What bread is this?
Onion rolls.
Oh.
These are good.
I'm saying everything like Stevie from Good Mythical Morning. Holy, what is the base bread on that?
That's good.
What did you make this out of? Their department uses
It looks a little like
milk.
potato bready.
It is like a potato bread with onion and some poppy seeds in there.
Well,
I'll take a drug test.
That's really good, actually.
Wow. Incredible.
That's
menu.
probably an S tier bread for me.
That's an S tier for sure. Ciabatta's getting bumped down to A because of how good that was.
Oh shit.
All right, what do we got next?
Which way you want to go?
There's a strong contender for best bread of the day.
You know.
It's gonna be hard to beat.
Sourdough round bread.
Okay.
I'm a big sourdough fan too. Stop me if you've heard that before.
I used to be. Back when Panera was good.
Panera was big on sourdough. Mm-hmm. And I'm huge on it.
That's good. Do you guys remember when Panera was good?
I do. I remember
I do.
when we started working together, we used to go to Panera a lot.
We did.
It always shocked me how much you could eat.
True. But their quality after going to private equity has just been fucking atrocious.
Which is weird, because normally that makes things better.
I know, it's so odd.
I don't get it.
They even had that assassination attempt on old people with their fucking strawberry supercharged lemonade. Crazy. Blown up
I
parts.
think they should bring it back. That's the most exciting thing they've done in years. S tier. S is for sourdough.
I think I'd also go S. That's really good.
The good old days, you'd have a sourdough bread bowl, you'd dunk it in the
Oh.
broccoli cheddar soup.
Oh.
Holy.
Ratatouille, the grape, and the cheese.
Did you know, speaking of Ratatouille, there's a Rocket League event right now that's got all Ratatouille stuff, and one of the trails is cheese and strawberries.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I don't know why they went with strawberries instead of grapes. It doesn't
Yeah,
make
that
That
sense.
is weird. They didn't watch the movie.
You want to do one of these like half warm ones
Yeah.
now?
I would love to. This is focaccia.
Great news.
This is good news. Focaccia in some olive oil. I could die with just that combo. It's unreal. Some rosemary on top. Mwah. It's just hard to go wrong with focaccia. As far as focaccia goes, not amazing, but it's still focaccia.
Yeah, it's definitely on the lower end of focaccia. That's a shame. I say that having only really had one other.
I'm torn on this because this one is not S tier, but
No.
I know focaccia is S tier. What do I do?
I'm just doing it on game day, so I gave that an A.
That's true. You don't show up on game day, you don't show up. It's an A.
That's right.
Better luck next time.
All right, Wonder Bread. It's the big one. Every
Classic white. That's what
Thank you.
I call Matt.
kid in America used to get this.
This is the, you make a peanut butter and jelly on
Yep.
this, it goes so hard. You make a grilled cheese on this, it's perfect.
But you eat it by
But it's
itself.
also somehow plastic at the same time.
Yep.
And you can taste the sugar in it.
Yep.
Like, it is sweet. But
Does it say how long it shelf stays?
Probably
Forever.
20 years.
I think the end life is when the sun implodes on itself. 2 slices has 5 grams of sugar. Much more than the other breads. But I'm not knocking it for it's a cheaper bread, right?
It's like the cheapest bread.
It's definitely cheaper than the stuff from the
Absolutely.
bakery. Yeah.
It gets the job done.
It
It's there
does.
for you when you need it.
But I would never choose this bread over other breads.
Right.
It's just, well, I guess I would choose it if I was exclusively making PB&Js. Mm-hmm. But
It's
I'm
perfect for
But I'm
PB&J.
not. So I'd give it like a C. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it gets a really bad rep in general, but I think it's fine. What's this? That's the baguette, right?
French bread. Let's get in it.
The other white bread.
Mm-hmm. It's like pork, the other red meat. Wait, no, the other white meat, I think they say.
What was it? What was the scandal with Wonder Bread a while ago? Does anyone remember?
It was the squeezing and it comes back.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
That's it was the puffiness.
And then
Did we
every
try that?
scientist-
Did we try to do that?
Every scientist came out and was like, that's fine. And then
Yeah, no,
everybody
that's
who doesn't do science was like, oh.
We should let's make up a conspiracy theory where if like you know how you throw your pasta when it's cooked and it sticks to the wall.
Yeah.
If the fact that my pasta sticks to the wall means it's killing me,
Yep.
like that cannot happen.
That's
It's the
true.
rat poison that sticks it.
That's a really easy leap to make too. If it's sticking to the wall, it'll stick to your
Like why is it
arteries.
sticky?
Yeah.
Like why
You
is it so
just use
sticky?
the sentence, imagine what it's doing inside your body.
French bread.
I'm ripping off smaller pieces because I'm finding I'm eating everything I take.
Yeah, I'm definitely in that ballpark right now.
This is that bread.
Mm-hmm.
They serve it to you. It's probably like this thick, little round pieces at an Italian restaurant. You dunk it in some butter. It's good shit.
I
Um,
think it's right up there with Cuban bread. It's just El Clasico.
now here's what I'm trying to decide. Would I rather the Cuban bread than the French bread?
That's a good question. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'd probably take the French bread. This is really good French bread.
I feel like if you blindfolded me and gave me either, I'd just be happy. So
That's
you
the
know
most-
what?
That's my important part.
There's room for both. S tier.
S tier. Agreed.
Dude, I'm in a silly, goofy mood today.
Mm-hmm. It's all the carbs.
Bread will do that to you.
Bread will
Oh
do
my
it to you.
god. Are we even halfway?
Nope.
There's no way we're halfway.
Jewish rye seeded. This is the rye you know.
What? The rye I knew was the other rye.
No, that was pumpernickel.
Yeah, but that's the one I knew.
All right, so you know pumpernickel.
Yeah.
You don't know rye.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this game.
This is what I get when they have it in breakfast spots.
Okay.
That's the real Jewish rye.
Smell it. Very distinct smell on rye.
Ooh, that is very distinct.
That's good stuff.
That's quite pungent. It tastes identical to the other rye.
No, the other one's pumpernickel. I like that.
That's good.
I like that a lot.
I put it in the same tier I gave that one, which could have been anything from A to B, somewhere in there. It's good.
I'm going A. And I don't remember where I put pumpernickel.
That's good.
Yeah. I think rye with jelly on it is the best combo for breakfast toast. All right, you pick the next one.
Let's do this.
That's challah, baby.
This is challah.
Yep.
I don't know if I've ever had challah.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
It's
It doesn't look familiar.
oh, I'll say this is slightly overcooked.
Is it?
It's darker than normal.
Okay.
It's normally like a golden. Still very good. Reserve full judgment until you have another.
You got to perform on game day.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. So really, we're ranking Publix as bakery. Super good.
That's a B tier.
I'm gonna break my own rules and base it off of other challah I've had in my life, and it's just an S. I refuse to put it anywhere but S tier.
That's fine. Dig your heels in. Be wrong.
What is that?
This one is whole wheat mountain bread.
Whole wheat bread, boys.
Which mountains?
The Rocky Mountains. This is very sweet.
Yes, it is. Whole wheat flour,
Yeah,
water, honey, cane syrup,
Oh, there's a lot of sugar in
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot of sugar.
brown sugar, salt.
As far as sweetbreads go, it's very good.
It
Though.
is good. Like I like this a lot more than I would have thought I would.
I don't know why make it so sweet. I figured with the name mountain bread it'd be like very
Like
old,
rustic.
yeah, very old country type shit.
That is oddly sweet, but it is like a molassesy sweet.
Yeah, that's an A tier for
Yeah,
me.
I like
Very
that. I'm going A. Do we need avocado seed bread, or should I cast that to the side?
We need that. That's that California type bread.
Whoa, smell that.
That smells fucking awful.
It's stinky.
That smells like my shoes.
That's what I would
It's
expect
not
from a
wrong.
avocado seed bread.
This is the rubber of your shoe.
You can
Almost
you
smell
can
the
smell
avocado,
avocado
right?
in it. That's what you're smelling.
But like a bad one.
Like an avocado that's been in my shoe.
It's yeah,
Oh.
right there.
It's hard. Oh!
Is it good?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't, right? There's a pepper flavor to it.
Oh, that's gross. F.
Why'd they do that?
That's very. It's like spicy.
And I want to be clear. When we started this, we said,
Yeah.
you know, maybe some of the breads that aren't as good, you put them in F because they're not as good, but it's still good bread. This is ass. This
That's
is
terrible.
F for ass.
Who made that? Publix made this? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
apparently.
Why'd they do that?
Publix, we are not in California. There's no cholesterol, made without high fructose corn syrup, and is vegan. Maybe add something else to it.
That is without a doubt the worst bread so far.
Wait, should we
Unreal.
try the gluten-free one? Maybe try that one next.
She's got a great point.
Gluten free.
Gluten free. This is in honor of our fallen soldier, Chelsea. You know what's crazy, Chelsea?
Celiac.
While you were gone, we discussed the next tier list is carbs tier.
Damn it.
And I'm not even joking.
All right.
Oh, they seal it so nobody else smells that in the store. Oh, it's hard.
It's also stinky.
It's like sour.
Yeah, it's very,
Acidic.
very rotten.
Like most gluten-free things, it's very crumbly.
Yeah, I was about to say it turns to a dust in your mouth. The second you take a bite, just instant powder explodes.
It does.
It's so what? Like the taste is fine. I just hate that it does that. I mean, I'll give it a C. I was gonna go B to be nice, but it's just I just wouldn't get that.
No, I think I'm actually going to go D. There are better gluten-free breads than this. That is just straight up sand. I'm sorry, Chelsea. Would you like it? It's really good. Let's get into potato bread.
Oh, good call.
Another one that just slaps.
Potato bread, I always like if I had to choose a bread that was going to be a pillow, potato bread.
That's the one.
Yep.
You know, one time I made Tangzong milk bread in my house. Did you guys know that?
How long ago?
You did what now?
Actually, like 6 years ago, I made a whole video. I made
Oh,
Oh,
I do remember,
remember that?
this. Yeah.
I made something called Tangzong milk bread because YouTube recommended a Tangzong milk bread making video, and I tried to follow it.
How'd it go?
Fucking great.
Really?
Yeah.
Why haven't you done it since then?
Because I hated the process, but
Bread is not easy.
it's not.
This is another one like Wonder Bread. Awesome for PB&Js.
Mm-hmm.
Anything where you want that like nice.
I like the
bread.
potato hot dog buns.
Agreed. Potato hot dog buns and burger buns too are just so good.
Well, what are King Hawaiian rolls? Those aren't potato, right?
Those are like sweet.
Yeah.
breads.
Yeah, I think
We do. Speaking of, wait, what do we want to put this in?
No, that's S.
I almost died there. Sorry. The ones that I thought were going to be in S are kind of in S.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is like Hawaiian roll on a big scale.
Unless King Hawaiian as a brand is like not indicative of the actual bread making
True.
in Hawaii, which is possible. Why do some of these breads just smell so bad?
I don't know. This is another one though that just based on the feel, I bet you I'd love a PB&J on it.
Does it taste like a
It's like
a
a
Hawaiian
Hawaiian
roll?
roll, yeah.
I love
I
Hawaiian
think you're
rolls.
right. King Hawaiian's a little different.
It's sweeter.
Really good though. That's really good.
Yep, that's a. I'll give that a high A.
I'm going in F. I'm doing it.
Strict Matt is gone. We lost him.
He's coming back. And he's going to start with brown sugar cinnamon swirl bread.
I used to get this with my breakfast every day. My mommy would
Dude.
slap that onto the plate with some fucking Trix yogurt, with this swirl yogurt.
Wow, it smells just as good as I remember. Honestly, it might smell better than I remember.
Wow, this is unlocking some memories.
Oh, this smells so good. How much sugar's in this? Let me ruin it.
A
7 grams in one slice.
That's not that bad.
That's good shit.
That's good.
Dude, that's just how I
That's
remember.
good.
Toast it. Oh.
Man, I cannot believe that. I haven't thought about this fucking bread in years.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, good find, Chelsea.
Oh, wow.
I'm happy they're still making it.
I'm happy it's as good as it was.
That's probably got to go in S tier.
That's an easy yes. That's like
I feel like we're like a little past half.
Yeah.
So we've got like a third left. What is currently sitting at the top?
That's a great question.
it might be recency bias, but that was so good.
For me, it might still be the onion bread.
The onion bread slapped. The cinnamon bread slaps. It's hard to go wrong with a Cuban or French bread.
Yeah, for me, it's onion bread.
You know what? I'm going cinnamon bread. That really just made me happy. Almost brought a tear to my eye. Tuscan style roasted garlic loaf.
That sounds awful.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it sounds good.
That's not
A
good.
roasted garlic loaf.
I
Yes.
like garlic and Tuscan.
And roasted.
And bread.
I mean, I like garlic too, but I don't know if I'd want it in bread form.
You like garlic bread?
Dude, that was a really good rebuttal.
That's really good. That garlic comes through so much more than I would have guessed on a bagged bread.
No.
Hey,
I could get behind that.
that's good stuff. Oh, I'm going for more.
I didn't get a whole lot of the flesh. Yeah, I could do A. I could do A.
Really good crust. Look at the crumb structure.
Good
That's
crumb
good.
structure.
That's good stuff. All right, what are you? Baguette.
Baguette. There it is.
So we had French bread. Now we're on a baguette. Oh, that's nice and soft in the middle. I like my mountain of bread over here.
Oh, that's why they call it mountain bread.
All right, Danny. Leave it to us, okay? Danny's always killing it.
Nailing it.
It's really good.
Is there a difference between like French bread and what is called French bread and a
I
baguette?
was wondering the same thing. Earlier I was wondering why they were calling my baguette French bread. It's just,
It looks flakier. Like it looks like
It's
it maybe
very
is a little
flaky.
bit drier.
this is another, it's hard for me not to put it in S because I love baguettes, but it is drier. Gotta perform on game day. I'm going in.
I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna be real strict on it.
Holy
It's
shit.
got to do better than that.
So apparently, the difference between French and baguette, French bread is like pretty strict on what can be inside of it, and then a baguette is apparently a little bit more light and airy.
Okay.
That's how you tell me apart from other people too. I'm strict on what goes inside. This is French bread with sesame seeds. You want to skip it?
I like sesame seed bread.
I do. I like sesame seeds too.
This is just a little break. This is a little snack break.
This is the intermission. This is S. I don't know. Sesame seeds just do so much.
I'm
for a
really
bread.
glad because I don't know a ton of people who like sesame seeds like I do.
Oh, I love sesame seeds.
I just think the flavor is so good.
It is.
Now this, what are you?
That could be anything. That's a pipe bomb.
Let's another intermission. Cheddar biscuits.
This is not an intermission. This is the star of the show.
Why don't we save this for the end as a reward for completing the rest?
Yeah, I know that was a stretch. But
The
Yeah, but
ingredient,
thank you.
the ingredient list on that is crazy. Did you see that? That was like
Well,
a.
they're all crazy, honestly. Like, look at these.
No, that's nothing compared to that, though.
Wow.
It stretches across like a scroll.
Say words, Matt.
Which of these do you want to
I
do
got a
first?
couple left.
Do this stinky one. I want to
So
go.
this is made by the company you love. This is
Pepperidge
the
Farms?
cinnamon swirl.
Oh my god.
This is the cinnamon swirl bread, but lemon blueberry.
Oh wait, that sounds good.
I bet you this is gonna slap.
I don't like lemon though. They should know that.
Didn't you like the lemon Oreos more than you thought you would?
Yeah,
Open up your mind.
it's better than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
I like lemon things. They're yummy.
Maybe I'm starting to like lemon. Maybe I'll come
Every
around.
7 years, your taste buds change.
I might be coming around.
This is good, by the way. I'm gonna put it in an A.
I can definitely give that an A.
I'm curious with your taste buds changing over every 7 years. Is it one day every 7 years all of them go, let's do it? Or is it like,
I think it's
No, I'm pretty sure it's because like your entire cellular structure changes every seven, like
Yeah.
just because of the lifespan of your cells, like they roll over every 7 years.
like where you're.
oh, I see.
Oh,
Like based on the position
Yeah.
of Saturn, I
Yeah,
might
exactly.
like. Cornbread opens up a question.
Oh yeah, because that opens
it-
up banana bread.
Banana bread, it opens up garlic bread. It starts opening up the bread plus.
Yeah,
Bread's in the name. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it is for garlic bread too.
I did
we gotta try it.
Okay.
You gotta try it.
Wait, how'd you?
You guys also have this one. Don't forget about this one.
The science spoke to me.
Okay, good. What is the scientific reasoning for not having garlic bread or banana bread?
Those are dessert breads.
Those are not here right now.
Sir, would you like some ice cream or a slice of garlic bread for dessert?
Honestly, sometimes I would go for garlic bread for dessert.
Sure. It's so good. Oh, that's good.
That's very good.
S tier.
Yes.
S tier too. We need lemon poppy seed bread. We need that opens up the world of scones.
Fuck.
Where does it stop?
Everything's bread.
Raisin egg bread also overcooked. They left it in the oven for too long.
Oh, I thought this was pretzel bread. No
You would've
pretzel
thought-
bread.
You would have thought that. It's just burnt egg bread. You know, I used to hate raisins.
I'm the exact opposite. I used to enjoy raisins, and now I'm like, eh.
I will say I'll never seek them out as bitter because it's overdone.
That's a D. What's this one?
A brioche! We're back.
Do you guys ever get that bread at Walmart that they have at the checkouts in the displays?
No.
It's really fucking good. I can't remember what it's called. No. It's Oh, why can't I remember?
Bread at Walmart in the checkout line. The most shocking thing in this story is that you buy it.
Yeah,
Oh, I used to.
especially-
God, that looks good.
That's really good. Brioche is always good. This is like a sweet brioche.
That's good. That's a little too sweet for me. But
This is a dessert bread for sure.
it's very good.
That's really good.
Well, it's very good. That's an A tier.
I'm going S.
A little too sweet though.
I'm going S because I like sweet.
Cheddar biscuits.
You ever had cheddar baked biscuits from Red Lobster?
Yeah, we had it for the tier list we did a while back.
I wasn't there. I was
Oh.
gone. Sure you don't remember that.
I also think a long time ago when we did one of our Thanksgivings together, I think I brought a bunch of them.
Oh.
That's very possible.
These need to be heated up.
Yeah, they're good though.
Yeah. Very good.
I'll give it like a high B.
I'm going A. Just need some heat. Is that everything?
That's every bread on the
Everything?
planet.
That's all of them.
All we missed was the Walmart one.
The Walmart one and babka.
Yeah, send Chelsea to get the Walmart.
Chelsea, we need Walmart bread and we need a chocolate babka, please. Babka.
Is there any like Russian bakeries around here?
Yeah, they're
You'll
everywhere.
find one.
That was good.
That was good.
That's so much fucking bread.
All right, definitive winner.
For me, onion. I think still made it.
There you have it. That's what you care about. For me, cinnamon.
Really?
I loved it. Now, no, that's a good point. Because right now, sitting here with nothing with it, I could eat the whole loaf of this. Is it my favorite bread in the world? No.
Yeah.
So this whole thing's out of whack. We got to start over.
All right. We're going back in. Nice. We did it.
We did it.
Every bread.
Yay.
I can't believe this name is about to leave my lips again for the second time in 2026. Watch Mojo. The only time anyone's talked about Watch Mojo in the last decade is when they're making fun of them or using the name as an insult. The first time this name reared its ugly head in this holy year of 2026 was when the official Watch Mojo account went to the comments section of a video that was being like an essay breaking down their history and why they suck, and they decided to do battle on that in the Thunderdome down there in the comment section and just looked like absolute fools. Some furious Watch Mojo enthusiast there that had access to the account went rogue and just started posting cringe, replying to it about how, like, they're the most important invention since the telephone. They redefine the YouTube format, and the day people stop talking about you is the day you truly become irrelevant or whatever. It was just a bunch of baloney. It was just straight up horseradish. So I was, of course, shooting spitballs at them as well because it was so embarrassing to even read. And now I'm talking about them again because they just made a deplorable video. A legitimately awful video about the top 10 YouTubers who made videos when they knew they were dying to monetize off of the tragedies, and that wasn't even low enough for them. They had to go a step beyond that, where they also put in an advertisement to their own AI music to try and pump that. And also, it seems that Watch Mojo and Sound Mojo, the new one you're about to learn about, the AI slop factory, it seems like whoever's in the comment section is the same guy from the last time we made fun of this brand. I'm assuming, and based on Jack's Films research, it's actually the CEO of Watch Mojo, Akshan. No, that might not be his name. That's a League of Legends character. I already forgot his name. It's not important. The guy's a fucking loser. But it seems like it could be the same guy because the way he types on his personal Twitter account is the same way he typed melting down about the AI Mojo music albums that they're farting out, as well as the meltdown that the Watch Mojo main account also had a month ago, where they were down there in the fucking pig pen doing battle and beclowning themselves. It seems like it actually is just the guy at the very top of the food chain. He is that much of a pathetic, whimpering little twerp.
For leaving that really weird villain monologue-like comment on a relatively small channel's video. From 5 days ago, 10 YouTubers who made videos when they knew they were dying. That's a hell of a thing to make a video on. I want to see if they put ads on this. Oh my fucking God. So they monetized 10 YouTubers who made videos when they knew they were dying.
That first thing Jack's Film shows there is the comment that reminded people that Watch Mojo exists the first time you've heard that name in the last decade, and it just reminded people that they still suck major ass, like they are still fucking awful. But then Jack's Films apparently was alerted to a video they made 5 days ago, which is the top 10 YouTubers who made videos when they knew they were dying. And unsurprisingly, it's monetized.
So Watch Mojo is already ghoulish enough to monetize a video all about dead YouTubers. The description the description is something else, I'll tell you what. Find the song Fate and Fortune from Sound Mojo's Balance album here, then a link to whatever that is. Have you followed any of these channels? Share your memories in the comments below! And this is the worst part. Our countdown includes Technoblade from the Minecraft community, Gaming Critic, Total Biscuit, and they include all of them for the fucking SEO search terms. Watch Mojo's now a multiplayer game. Wishlist Mojo Party on Steam. Fuck you.
That is some certified evil shit right there. They even go as far as to have hashtag Technoblade tagged on the video, so that way they can desperately try and shove this into other people's algorithm to get it recommended to them. So they put a bunch of the YouTubers' names in the description, again, to try and help float it through the algorithm to other people to feed it to them. And it's not them just trying to farm AdSense alone. That's not nearly enough to satiate the greed of Watch Mojo. They are also trying to push people to whatever that was, the Fast and the Furious soundtrack or whatever was the top link there. Another one of their products. They also advertised their multiplayer game as well after trying to boost their SEO through having Technoblade, Total Biscuit's name and all that in there. They then right under that have, and here's our multiplayer game you guys should check out as well. It is so, unbelievably foul. Now, I still don't believe that there's any real sentient human being that considers themselves a Watch Mojo fan. I don't think there's a group of Mojo maniacs that's just biting at their fingernails, scratching at their neck for their next fix of Watch Mojo lists or Sound Mojo AI music albums. But if there is a single soul on this planet that did actually wishlist Mojo Party, you deserve to have your Steam account removed from your grubby little paws. You shouldn't be trusted with money going forward. That game looks like complete dog shit. I took a peek at it. Holy Toledo. That is some certified turbo ass right there.
We're going to fast forward a little bit into this video. It's one thing to make a video about YouTubers who made videos when they knew they were dying, which is already pretty macabre. It's another thing to monetize it. But then 10 minutes into this video, they do something bizarre that I've never ever seen before from any channel anywhere.
Shortly after, he sadly passed away, causing several video games to honor Bane's legacy.
Before we continue, check out this single from Sound Mojo's album Balance. Classical music reimagined as rock, hard rock, and metal. Check out the full track and album below.
Yeah. Go ahead and let that marinate for a minute. Let's sit here and stew for a sec. They went from talking about the tragic passing of a beloved YouTuber immediately into power chord. Through the fire and the flame starts hitting. Guys, you gotta get your hands on this Sound Mojo AI song. It's in the description right now. And it is AI, by the way. I don't think anyone's skeptical. You can probably instantly hear the AI in it, but don't worry. It is irrefutably AI. It's not even trying to hide that. But yeah, even if it wasn't AI, by the way, this is still absolutely terrible.
So,
Technoblade.
And they told me that the reason.
that's correct. Yes. In between documenting the deaths of Total Biscuit and Technoblade, Watch Mojo has the gall to shoehorn a plug for their AI music channel. You did not hallucinate that. All of that is real.
I can't imagine anyone on the Watch Mojo team, I'm saying that, but I think it's literally just their owner. I don't know if there's a human being left there. I think he's replaced everyone with AI. But I just can't even imagine what goes through someone's noodle to think that this is somehow a good advertisement. Like, in the middle of talking about the passing of these YouTubers, you then plug your AI music. Again, even if it wasn't AI, it wouldn't change anything if you're just like plugging your, music of playing Smoke on the Water or whatever and delivering the tabs for it through Sound Mojo. It's still like a crazy way of trying to financially capitalize off these tragedies. Oh, yeah, your grandma died, huh? Rip grandma. Rip grandma. You can find this emote in the Fortnite store.
Of this song. So if you go to the description of this video, there are credits, lyrics, concept, and direction by Ashcan. Editor's note, I believe this person is also the CEO of Watch Mojo, and I believe is the writer behind a lot of the comments we'll see in today's video. So keep that in mind. Sound architecture and music orchestration by Joe Pacheco. Video created by Derek Allen. Hey, what do you notice about that? Did you see singer anywhere? That makes me think a robot sang this. But the comments are really interesting.
Incredible work, Ashcan. Wow. This guy's resume is nothing but home runs. He's got Watch Mojo under his belt, and now Sound Mojo, where he's prompting some incredible boner jams like Fate and Fortune. Dude, this guy's like Mozart. Also, I guarantee he has himself a little AI girlfriend. He's got himself a fucking Discord AI kitten. He is so hooked on the drug, he has fully latched onto that nipple and cannot quit the bosom. So he has deluded himself into believing that this is the future. His Sound Mojo music and albums, he has some crazy goals with it. And meanwhile, I don't know how he even plans to start tinkering away over there and start chipping away at those goals when he spends hours of his day fighting in his own comment section. So this is, I feel like it's very clear, the same guy who was fighting on the Watch Mojo main account, posting cringe on main, fighting over there about like, the day they stop talking is the day they do that, but irrelevant. And that's how you bet your bippy on it. Where he just went into this fucking gobbledygook mumbo jumbo about why Watch Mojo is a pioneer and the best thing ever and still going as strong as ever, actually doing better these days than it ever has. Just pure delusion.
Here we go from Sound Mojo. We are promoting this new channel off of Watch Mojo and Miss Mojo. Oh, we know you're promoting it because we saw the ad for this in the fucking dead YouTubers Watch Mojo video. So sick ad, dude. So we have someone responding to Sound Mojo, Jolin, saying AI media should state clearly that it is or contains AI. Your channel does not specifically say AI, instead vaguely links to a blog post from within comment sections here and there. And don't worry, we're going to get to that. If you're so proud of incorporating generative AI, then you should be promoting it front and center, not getting ChatGPT to write your mission statement. And what's that mission statement? Reinterpret music in ways that blend global traditions with contemporary storytelling. M dash.
That comment's absolutely right. It should be clearly stated that it's AI. Now, in the case of Sound Mojo here, you don't even really need that disclaimer because it is so blatantly AI. It is immediately recognizable as phony baloney garbage. But I believe there's even a YouTube rule about disclosure when it comes to AI generated content, which that is. So it feels like that's going against YouTube policy, at least just from the old eyeball test here. But anyway, apparently their mission statement is about reinterpreting classical music, ending with an M dash. It is so on the nose. It is painfully cringe. And Ashcan is down here in the trenches doing battle yet again. I believe it's Ashcan, at least. I think all the evidence points to it being that guy. I don't think there's anyone else in the WatchMojo company, period. I think it's just him. And the way that he typed with that initial blunder with the cringe that he posted is matching one-to-one with everything he's about to vomit out here in the comment section, too.
Get over your high horse, for fuck's sake. We produce content for fans, not for blowhards who go around preaching like a bunch of wankers. So do you see what I mean when I say I'm pretty sure this was written by the same guy who wrote the day no one talks you? They're calling this dude a wanker, a whiner, a blowhard.
I will never get over that cope from WatchMojo. We do this for the fans. You don't have fans, idiot. You have drooling, imbecile Neanderthals that accidentally have a WatchMojo video queue up sometimes, but not even often. Like, very rarely does a WatchMojo video even get watched by someone with actual eyeballs. So, you're not making anything for the fans, you're trying to game the algorithm to get your shit to accidentally make it into someone's watch next rotation. It's a slimy tactic, but you're not doing anything for fans. You don't have any. They're like, that is abundantly clear.
No one said F all when with WatchMojo we lost money for 6 years and we retained humans and didn't become a content farm. Are you sure about that? You didn't become a content farm? Are we sure about that? You make like 7 videos a day. And one of the recent videos is top 10 YouTubers that died. You're a fucking content farm. Own up to it. Don't pussy out of that. Don't back out of that. That's exactly what you are and nothing more. Anyways, you jealous, envious hacks like to be rather selective about the criticism. You heard it here first, folks. Anyone who's critiquing WatchMojo is just a jealous, envious hack.
What's selective about it? People have been throwing tomatoes at WatchMojo for so many years. They are synonymous with garbage. They are used as an insult. The name WatchMojo is so tarnished and so embarrassing and cringe, people will have used it to insult others. It's not any selective criticism, and this is like the most universal criticism ever. When a channel like WatchMojo just starts relying entirely on generative AI to pump out garbage, they are a content farm by the very textbook definition, and who the fuck in the world would be jealous of WatchMojo at all in its current state? They get, like, if you look at their recent uploads, like 2,000 views. And they're a channel with millions and millions and millions of subscribers. So there's nothing to even be envious or jealous of. They are in the shitter, and they have been for an extremely long time. Even when they blatantly try and cash grab off controversy and just lean into being evil, like with the 10 YouTubers who died, that got 15,000 views. And that is like a very controversial, awful thing that you would expect a lot of people to click on to leave angry comments about, and that's, I imagine, what they were banking on. But not even that happens to them because so little people care about WatchMojo in any capacity, even like outrageous ones. The only time people give them attention, like when I'm making fun of them or when people are making fun of them, is when they do things that are so clownish it's impossible to resist the urge to insult them for it. But even that doesn't trickle down to them receiving any like boost in views or engagement. It's just people making fun of them and insulting them, and it doesn't go beyond that for WatchMojo's brand. It is just that bad and in that horrible of a state. So this crazy notion that anyone would be jealous and that's why they're critiquing them is so outrageous. This guy needs to be institutionalized.
So Sound Mojo explained. Spoilers, it's a whole lot of nothing word salad. All you gotta do is Control F AI and you're like, ah, there it is. Another colleague suggested using AI. I was initially resistant, but I recognized it could serve as a powerful tool for producing demos. Got it, there it is. As we refined our prompts, yep, say less, King. Speaking of AI, here's the most AI produced PNG I've ever fucking seen. I believe AI represents the next frontier. While I remain cautious about fully embracing it, I see it as a powerful tool for prototyping and ideation. That's not true. You're not cautious at all. You're already dedicating whole ass videos on a channel to like, what if AI though?
If you have to do an entire website dedicated to explaining and trying to justify your generative AI music project, you've already lost, bro. Nobody wants this shit. It's very clear nobody wants this shit. Especially not from you, Ashcan. Definitely not from you. It's already lamented across the globe, but from you specifically, it's even stupider.
Sound Mojo has a weird, lofty goal. My goal is to take these songs beyond demos, bringing in artists to re-record them and perform them live. I'm in talks to develop and produce one of two shows. One's an American Idol style casting process to assemble a supergroup that could then tour. Oh, I love how pompous they are here. I love it. Much like Watch Mojo helped define a new format in the 2010s. Really, the listicle? I feel like that existed before the 2010s.
Yeah, man, I'm sure there's a ton of real artists that would love to just regurgitate your AI music demos for you, Ashcan, to make money off of, and then have an American Idol style show around that idea of just re-recording your garbage AI music demos and then go on a tour, all to line your pockets, Ashcan. I'm sure that's an easy sell to any self-respecting artist out there. I have no doubt you're in tons of fiery talks about that. It's so dumb. It's actually so fucking dumb.
Whole thing to my attention. Also pointed out that Ashcan has made this similar typewriter metaphor on his personal Twitter account, implying that it's very likely Ashcan himself writing these comments from the Slot Mojo account. I mean, Sound Mojo. Bait also pointed out that Ashcan uses the word wankers in his tweets, so it's probably him.
Now, I recognize that's not the most bulletproof of evidence or anything, but to me it's enough, because who else would be this passionate about fucking Slop Mojo? Nobody. It would have to be someone that is directly financially incentivized to try and pretend that this brand isn't dead and buried in the ground. And there's only one person, Ashcan. There is no one else that could fit that bill. And on his personal Twitter, he does apparently talk similarly to some of the comments we've seen here, using like the typewriter or wankers, stuff like that. So I think, for me, that was enough to convince me that it's probably him. Of course, it's not definitive proof, but I think it likely is. There's nobody else at Watch Mojo, I don't think. I really think it's just a solo project at this point from Ashcan to just pump out AI music and pump out these garbage lists, still desperately trying to fish their way into the recommended once more. So yeah. Just wanted to yap about this. Watch Mojo super sucks. They are pathetically embarrassing. That's really about it. So yeah. The voice of a generation. You know who it is. That's right, Jason Page, the guy who sang the Pokemon theme song. Actually one of the most iconic theme songs of all time, and that's kind of inarguable. Jason Page has still been deep in the Pokemon TCG community. I don't know if you knew that or not. And he recently found himself in some hot water over some drama about a fake card and his signature and people accusing him of being scummy and scamming kids. I didn't really follow that too closely, but I did see his response. And there's a couple of wacky little nuggets in his response that I can't resist the urge to talk about.
Hello, Internet. I've seen what's circulating, a video of a vendor's reaction to a trade I made with kids back in March, claiming that I'm a con man who scammed them with a fake card. I want to address this directly.
Fair enough. Amen. That's the best way to do it. That's how you handle business like a man. Get out there, hang dong. Let your nuts air out a bit. Get your chin on it. And maybe get your teeth on it too, and start scaring it a little bit. Now, something I didn't know about till all this hoopla started bubbling over is that Jason Page seems to have given himself the title of the voice of a generation. It's integral to his marketing. Am I the only one that finds that a little peculiar and kind of douchey? No doubt what he contributed to Pokemon is huge. That theme song is still one of the most iconic boner jams of all time. But I don't know, I've just always found that kind of stuff like, it's me, the voice of a generation. Just to be really, just a little yucky. Especially like checking his website, he also sells voice of a generation custom cards that he signs for $50, as well as other signed accoutrements for a lot of money. But anyway, this has nothing to do with like the scandal that he found himself in, that he's now making this video for. I just saw this and thought it was odd. Like, I assumed that the convention was the one calling him the voice of a generation, you know, to hype it up on their marketing, but no. It seems like that's Jason Page's decision.
I understand your anger when seeing and hearing all of this. The instinct to protect a kid is the right instinct. I'd have the same reaction if I heard that kids were getting scammed. But here's what the vendor's video didn't show you. The truth is that the trade we made was absolutely fair and in their favor.
So, in a nutshell, what happened is some kids went up to another vendor to trade a card, and that vendor gave them a valuable Gengar, which they then took to Jason Page. It's that Gengar that's in front of him, and they traded it for one of his signed cards, which apparently didn't hold equal value or was a fake card, as people were alleging. And that's where all of this stems from. So this is his response to those allegations.
I'm going to talk about this in terms of playing costs, not potential market value, which could be significantly higher. This card is a Pop 1 autographed, inscribed, graded AGS 10 company custom promo card. They don't sell these. It's a limited item. The vendor claims that it's a fake card, but it's clearly a promo card indicated by their logo on the back. And there's a market for promo cards. Many vendors, including myself, carry and sell signed, graded, authenticated promo cards. I've been selling them for years.
There's a lot of misleading mumbo jumbo in there. So Pop 1, what that refers to is how many cards of this kind exist when it comes to grading cards. So low pop means rare and usually means more valuable. In this case, it means about as much as this fart. I don't know if you could hear that with the mic and the noise gate I have set up, but what I'm saying is it's stink. It's empty stinkiness. Because what has been graded is he's calling it a promo card, but it's a custom card from this company that they have graded themselves as a 10, which is already fucking shady. That's already weird. It's not an official real card per se. It's real in like a tangible sense, as in it exists, therefore it is. Bringing out the fucking Rene Descartes here. We're getting real philosophical. But it's not a legitimate, actual, official Pokemon promo card. You can tell just from the back. That's not even a real Pokemon card back. So there's not really a market for it, as he's suggesting, because again, this is just a one of one from this company that they have graded themselves that no one's really fishing for. So that's already kind of a little peculiar for him to be trying to paint it in that light, at least in my opinion. But what he says next is just categorically false.
At all my events. AGS, for those of you who don't know it, is the third largest grading company by volume right now behind PSA and CGC. They give out these promo cards and they're limited, so there's a small resale value, probably $5, although some graded, authenticated with autographs can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars.
That is a liar, liar, plants for hire moment right there. AGS, by no metric, no stretch of the imagination, not even your wettest pipe dream, is the third biggest card grading service by volume or by fantasy and imagination either. When you look up all of the grading companies ranked by volume, almost nobody even bothers to include AGS because their volume is significantly lower than the big five, or I've seen it go as far to like 8 grading services, and AGS doesn't even break into that. Their volume is just not anywhere near what Jason Page is saying, where it's the third largest. There's no one on the planet that thinks that. Nobody at AGS probably thinks that either, because it is just provably false. So I don't know why I know why he's trying to say that, so it sounds better. Like, oh no, this is very prestigious. This is AGS 10, an AGS custom card. But it's just not true. No matter how you spin it, AGS is not one of the biggest players in the card grading space. And when you look into them, every source talks about how they are a much smaller and newer addition to the hobby. I actually didn't even know anything about AGS until Jason Page mentioned it, and I'm someone who's very deep in the card collecting hobby. Granted, I fucking hate card grading. I think it's a complete scam, but I'm not going to sit here and rant and rave about it. But yeah, AGS is not what he's hyping it up to be and glazing it in that way. That's very misleading, and it is just not accurate. And also, I think it's very weird that AGS graded their own custom card that Jason Page signed as a 10. That feels already very odd, because another big thing about card grading is that it also is card authentication, so you know you're getting something real, something genuine. But here, it's not an official real Pokemon card. It's a custom one of their own company that has a 10 on it. I feel like you don't need to think too hard. Only a few neurons need to be activated here to deduce why this might come across as a little shady.
The custom promo AGS card that I had previously autographed and inscribed, which are two different things. Here is my price list. I post this at all of the shows for the past 3 years. This is what it's been. At the top here is the base price of the two versions of my signature. The one on the AGS card was the $100 full autograph.
Enhance! I couldn't believe these prices when I saw them. I am not a convention goer. I've only been to like 2 ever. So I've never done like meet and greets or paid for like, you know, a celebrity autograph or a photo or anything. So I don't know what normal prices are. These feel outrageous to me. So if you look here, his regular signature is $50 and it's his fucking initials basically. But if you want his full name, like his full signature, it's $100. It's double the price to do his full name versus his initials. And it goes all the way to a premium item upcharge of plus $150 for it. If you want it in 2 colors, it's like these prices, they had my jaw on the floor. I don't know if this is standard practice, but what the fuck? I was always under the assumption that at these conventions, at the meet and greets, you pay for an autograph or a photo or both. I didn't know it got so deep into the nitty-gritty nickel and diming where you can pay for initials or you can pay double for a full signature. And it's not like it was cheap for the initials either. It's $50. And then going all the way up to like $150 upcharge for the item that you have him sign. It feels extremely high. That is what I want to say about that.
There was an inscription from me on that card, which I charged $25 for. After I signed it, the card was then graded by AGS. The service itself costs about $18 plus shipping. People spend money on grading because it had significant value to a card. So $5 card, $125 autograph and inscription. $18 grading costs. We're at $148 plus whatever the shipping costs might be for you. It was graded a 10 out of 10. The higher the grade, the higher the value, which gives it a more inherent value to a collector. But let's just stick with the pure costs that were calculated. About $150 total costs.
Yeah, I suppose you can break it down that way, but I don't think that's really a good way of doing it because your signature is the main bulk of that value, and you have assigned that value yourself. So you could say tomorrow, I'm raising my cost here. All of a sudden, that's a $3,000 card now because that's what I'm charging to do my whole name versus my initials. Like, it's just, you are arbitrarily assigning that value to it from your own prices on your signature. So I don't think that's really like the best way of doing that. No, here actually it was a really good trade and I was really looking out for him because I charged so much for my fucking signature. This doesn't seem that strong. Because that card, to someone who doesn't really care about autographs, doesn't have that inherent 120 plus value because your name's slapped on it. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a great way of breaking it down, but you can. I just personally wouldn't put a whole lot of water in it. Now, his next section, I actually think he does a good job of talking about the Gengar that the kids traded to him.
This is the card the kids traded with me. There's a video of the kids holding up this exact card. You can't see it very clearly, but here's a screenshot of that video. I'm cropping out the kids' faces from the vendor's video, and we're protecting them. The vendor is also posting a screenshot of a Gengar card in his video, But it's not the photo of this actual card we traded, it's just something he grabbed from somewhere else. In the card world, the condition of a card determines its value above almost everything else. The kids were told by this vendor that this card was worth $150.
So when this video popped off about this whole situation here, a lot of people viewed the vendor as like a really good guy, giving the kids a great card worth $150 as claimed. It's a Japanese fossil Gengar. And Jason Page here is about to show you that this isn't a $150 Gengar that he gave them.
Now, let me show you this card. This is an ungraded Gengar Japanese fossil. At first glance, the condition looks like a heavily played HP at best, clearly. But when you zoom in, you can see the ding here, the scratch there. There's scratches everywhere. Another ding over there. The top of the card, the foil is sticking out almost on all of the edges of the card. There's a whole bunch of scrapes on the bottom. This thing is scraped more than any other Gengar that I have seen online in the sold items. This could be labeled damaged.
I think it is inarguable that that card is damaged. That card looks like it was scratched by the house cat and then they used that card as toilet paper in their guest bathroom. That card is disgusting. That card is in a terrible spot. It is in awful shape. It is not a $150 pristine card that he traded with them. As the claim was, this card's $150. It is not. In that condition, you'd be lucky to give that shit away for fucking $10. I'm exaggerating a bit. It's probably like a $40 card, and that's being pretty generous. That's assuming someone wants a really damaged copy of it in the first place.
As there are some like this on TCG Player and eBay. The vendor told them that their two cards were worth $77, so it was traded for $77 of value, but the vendor states it's worth $150. Well, based on TCG Player and eBay recent sales, that's just not true. The actual market value for this card in HP condition might be about $75. And here's how I arrived at that. You can see the TCG Player and eBay sales listings. You can see that if you zoomed in on all of the cards, there's absolutely no card in any of these sold items that's even scratched as much as this is.
And he's exactly right. The reason why I think it wouldn't even be $70 is because this one is in much worse shape than like all of the other damaged big cards I've seen listed on TCG Player as well. It's in horrible shape. It is not the $150 value that he told the kids that it was. Now, whether or not he did that maliciously to get a better deal for himself, because now he's got $77 worth of value coming from those two cards to him, and he only had to part with a damaged Gengar that I guarantee he probably couldn't have moved in the first place. I don't know if he did that on purpose or he just didn't know. I'm going to tell you, knowing what I know about the card community, I feel like it's very unlikely he didn't know that it was in such horrible shape and wasn't actually worth $150. I think this is also a lesson that vendors at card conventions and just in general in the community aren't really looking out for your best interest to give you the best deal. Like, oh, that's so cool, champ. Yeah, absolutely, I'll trade you. This card's worth $2 million. And they hand you like a fucking common from, Twilight Masquerade.
So we just calculated the cost value of the promo card I traded to be about $150, and the market value of this Gengar at the very high end appears to be about $75. I don't want to make this about myself, but those who know my history know that I've been on the side of feeling taken advantage of before in my career, and it shapes how I think about fairness and transparency and kindness.
Now, I honestly don't know a whole lot about Jason Page post-Pokemon theme song, so maybe he is like an amazing guy. Very possible, but what I can tell you is the way he calculated his own card's value is also not entirely by the book, I'll say. For being very generous using that terminology. I don't think that's exactly the fairest way of calculating the value he gave to the kids' trade either. So he is right that the vendor did not give them the card he said that he gave them, a $150 value card, but he is wrong that his trade was like a great one for them. And it's, $150 worth of value from his trade. I think that is also incorrect.
I know you came back to my booth later that day and you traded that promo card back with us for another Jason Page autographed card, and you left happy with that trade as well. However, if you are not happy, I'd love to connect with you in private and we can all look at these cards together. And if you want this Gengar back instead, we can trade back for this.
So according to Jason, they actually came back and traded that card with them again for another Jason Page autographed card. So I'm assuming they didn't want the AGS promo Jason Page signed card. They probably wanted a real Pokemon card there. I'm just assuming, though. I haven't heard anything about that outside of Jason Page talking about it here. And then he says, if you're not happy with that, though, we can trade back and you get the Gengar. Which, all right. I mean, that's fair enough, I suppose. He then goes on to say how he would never, scam anyone in the community or anything like that. But anyway, I wanted to yap about this a bit because I do think there are a few things in here that are very misleading with the way he presents the card he traded with them. Yeah, I think he's 100% right about the Gengar. I think he did a good job of showcasing that the vendor was not being truthful about that trade in the very beginning. But I do think the way he defended his autographed card by using provably incorrect information about AGS and the volume and, this and that is just a little not true. So I wanted to just blabber about it, I suppose. That's really about it. So, yeah. Have you ever been so inebriated that you tinkle your britches? Interesting. Have you ever been so drunk that not only do you wee-wee your trousers, but you also happen to be a federal judge who was operating a motor vehicle at the time of the urination after crashing through multiple signs without even realizing that that's happened, and then avoid jail time as well? I don't think so. I feel like that might be exclusive to Thomas Luddington here, whose body cam dropped a couple months ago, showing just how super drunk, which is an actual term by the way, he was while operating this vehicle that could have led to not only the death of himself, but the death of innocent people. Again, he hit signs, but those could have just as easily been people. But we have to remember, this is a geriatric fossil who happens to be a federal judge, so obviously he's not going to get any real punishment, so he got the lightest slap on the tuchus with some probation. And wouldn't you believe it, sports fans, Thomas Luddington couldn't even do that right. He's already, in less than 3 weeks since this ruling, failed to submit for his alcohol and drug tests. And I still don't believe he's even going to get any consequences for that. They're teasing the idea that maybe he spends a brief stay in the slammer, but I honestly don't even think that'll happen. It's just so fucking ridiculous. Anyway, let's take a peek at Thomas Luddington's turbo drunk driving body cam. The term that they use is super drunk, by the way.
Central 7341, I'll be out with that Cadillac. Take a look at this side. Sir, can you get out of the vehicle, or is your door stuck?
Nope. I can get out.
Dude's driving around like Bubble Boy here. Every single airbag that's ever existed has all just blown up all at once in this guy's vehicle, and he's still driving that bitch around, having no idea that anything's even awry. He is so drunk, this guy probably thinks he's in a space shuttle right now.
I'm not exactly sure why he's deployed.
You're not sure why?
No.
Okay. Well, the side of your car would indicate you struck something.
Like where?
Okay. Let me do a favor and walk around the back of your car there.
Okay.
What seems to be the problem, officer? Oh, the airbag deployment. Yeah, I'm as confused on that as you guys are. We're all thinking the same thing, right? How could these airbags deploy when there's clearly no damage to my vehicle? A curious case. Quite the conundrum, isn't it? As you can see, the vehicle is fucking chewed up and spit out tons of damage from hitting the signs that he blasted through. But he's like, oh yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's so odd. Must be some kind of manufacturing error. I don't know why these deployed.
Okay. Just do me a favor. Stop. Just turn around.
Yep.
Right here. Back of your car.
Yep.
Back of your car. Sir, step over to the back of your car.
Yep.
Okay. Step up.
Put your butt against the back of your car.
Come over
Put your
this way.
butt right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Tom.
Tom, how much you had to drink today?
Nothing tonight.
Nothing.
No.
Okay. Did you take anything? You on any medications?
No.
Tom's hit the sauce really hard, so spoiler alert, he is hammered. This dude is plastered, so much so that he peed himself. So that's why you're going to see his lower body is censored. He's not hanging dong there. He's not, fucking in his birthday suit downstairs or anything. It's because he peed himself, so I guess they had to blur that. And I'll go ahead and give you the big reveal on his BAC. It was a .27. And you can see he is not handling that well. His body's at war with that alcohol in there. It feels like it's on the verge of shutting down the way he cannot, listen to any of what the officers are saying, nor can he actually move his body overly effectively. So, as they were telling him to get against the car, it wasn't registering with him. He's fucking lagging. So they basically had to, move him there themselves manually because he couldn't do it old natural anymore. So they had, throughout this whole interaction, he literally cannot process anything of what they're saying, nor can he, actually pilot his own body throughout the talking because he is so drunk.
Okay. Well, you were in an accident here. You struck some signs. Your vehicle was called in. You have full airbag deployment, so it tells me you struck something, right?
Yep. I'm actually a federal judge.
Okay.
It's always incredible to me how every single person in a position of power, when they get pulled over by the police on at least most of the body cams I've seen, instantly try and use that to weasel their way out of it. So this guy's slyly mentioning, actually, I'm a federal judge. Because he's under the impression that this might just get him off of this instantly. But it didn't. Not immediately. That had to come later when the corruption really got to take place.
Take one step away from your vehicle for me. Away from your vehicle for me. Step toward me, one step.
Yep.
Toward me, one step. Okay, very good. All right, sir, you're going to put your feet together for me.
Yep.
Put your hands by your side. Okay. You see my finger? I want you to look at my finger, okay? You're looking at me. I need you to look at my finger.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. I want you to follow my finger with your eyes without moving your head. Okay? You understand that?
Yep.
Okay. I need you to look at my finger.
Yeah.
All right? And follow my finger.
I understand.
Okay. All right. I need you to follow with my finger here.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. You're not tracking my finger. All right, you're looking at me. I want you to look at my finger for me, all right?
Yep.
Look at that. Can you see the finger? Okay. Track my finger with your eyes without moving your head.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, you're moving your head. I need you to move just your eyes. All right, not doing that at all.
Smashed that one. He aced it. That was expertly done. Holy Toledo. This guy hits the Kovacs aim lab, I'll tell you what. So Tom over here really putting on a strong showing for being sober. I'll drop this. I don't even know why I'm bothering to be sarcastic here. This shit's actually just despicable. So Tom is so fucking drunk, he couldn't even figure out how to step forward towards the officer until the 10th time he asked him to do so. And he still didn't even understand what the tracking the finger meant. He instead just kept locking eyes romantically with the officer. And every time the officer tried to move his finger, he just stayed looking straight through the officer's soul. And then only once did he notice the finger and then follow it. And the officer recognized this was going nowhere. It was like trying to teach a dog to do a backflip. This just wasn't landing, so he just says, look, you're not doing this at all. So instead they move on to a different field sobriety test because this one was a bit of a dud.
All right.
And walk.
No, sir. I want you to follow my instructions. I'll tell you when to begin. All right? I want you to imagine that straight line right there.
Yeah.
Okay? I want you to place your left foot on that line. I want you to place your right foot in front of your left foot with your heel touching your toe. Can you do that for me?
Think so?
No, sir. I want you to watch my... Okay. All right, sir. I want you to just wait right here. Let's step up back up against your car. I want you to lean against your car for me.
Another one in the books, Thomas. One of the best walkers on the planet. You see the way he does that with just authority. He invented walking. Holy Toledo. Thomas I've never seen someone sober or drunk walk so effectively, so confidently. See the way he held his chin high like that? Damn, you're looking at a savant. So the officer's trying to explain to him like the next one's gonna be walking a straight line, but Thomas is like, all right, now walk. like he's giving commands to his body to follow, like voice commands in SOCOM, like the old SOCOM game on the PlayStation 2. So he starts walking. The officer's like, wait, just no, wait. We haven't even started yet. And he's like, all right, you're right. And now I walk. And then he does it again and starts his waddle. So then the officer he calls that one pretty quickly. He recognizes that was going nowhere. A really interesting speedrun strategy here, though, from Thomas. That's a gold split. Like, he actually sequence broke this. I haven't seen that before. He may have just changed the meta for speedrunning field sobriety tests, I gotta tell you.
Now, what I can't understand is what happened here.
Well, I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, we gotta get Scooby-Doo and the crew out there, Thomas. You're right. We're all confused on how those airbags deployed. It's just not adding up. It's not making any sense.
Yeah. You see the damage to the side of your vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay, was this here when you started your drive up from Bay City? It was not.
No.
Okay. And we had a report that your vehicle struck some signs on the road about a mile back that way. Okay? Which would explain your airbag deployment.
Here in Emmett?
Yeah, on this road, it's about a mile back that way.
I can't explain it.
You have no memory hitting the signs?
No.
Well, in that case, Thomas, there's only one realistic explanation here. A burglar must have broken into Thomas's car, kidnapping him, dosing him with amnesia juice or forgetful liquid, and then took it on a joyride, blasting signs, causing the damage, panicking, freaking out, leaving, and then staging Thomas in the driver's seat, all without his knowledge. It's an elaborate frame job. So, the question then remains, who's the real perpetrator? We got a maniac on the loose, and we gotta catch them, Thomas. You gotta think, really dig deep. Who did this? Which one of these scoundrels out there broke into your car and busted through a bunch of signs and then framed you for it?
Can you pick a number between 19 and 21 for me?
Beg your pardon?
Can you pick a number between 19 and 21?
Yeah, it's not hard, but I mean, why? What would be?
Just a question I'm trying to assess.
15.
Okay.
I actually busted out laughing when he said that. I've never seen this in a field sobriety test before. Pick a number between 19 and 21. And I thought that he was just like fooling around and just having fun now at this point because it's so clear that this guy is hammered. But it's even further evidence to just how drunk this guy is because they haven't been able to do the breathalyzer because he was chewing gum, which I guess is like an issue when doing the breathalyzer. So instead they've had to wait, which is why they showed him the damage on the car to, poke him around about like, well, how did this happen? And in the meantime, while doing that and still waiting for the breathalyzer, he asked this question, and the guy's like, whoa, it's kind of hard. I mean, it is a brain buster. A number between 19 and 21. Shit, bro. It's too many options to pick from. Oh, man. Is this some kind of magic trick? Some kind of weird riddle? And then the guy says 15. So, like, honestly, kind of a galaxy brain little field sobriety test. Like, I've never heard that. But that goes kind of hard. This guy is so fucked up. And according to him, he's been driving for over 3 hours. Do you know how many people's lives were in jeopardy for over 3 hours with this guy who can't even answer the most basic question imaginable behind the wheel of a vehicle like this? He's already hit multiple signs, but who's to say he didn't also cause other mayhem across his 3.5-hour expedition? That is some frightening, scary shit.
What I want you to do is I want you to recite your ABCs for me without singing, beginning with C and ending with Q. You can begin when you're ready.
A, B, C, D, E, F, Q, F, R, A, Q, A, T, S, C, R, O, C, Q.
All right, sir.
Every time I watch that one, it gets better and better. So without singing, recite your ABCs. He's like, oh. Thomas, you nailed it, brother. Crushed that one. Like, I don't think we need any more evidence to confirm how drunk this guy is. He's also said that it's not medications or anything. He doesn't take any medications. There is only one culprit left here, and it's ye old alcohol in his system. But I haven't seen these two field sobriety tests done before. And like I said, I thought he was just taking the piss at first, but it's clear the piss is just in Thomas's pants. These are effective FSTs. Because he is failing the fuck out of him. He is flunking hard. He can't even do his ABCs. And then when he tries to desperately start singing them, all hell breaks loose as well.
41 will have an allocation to support it.
So, what the hell are you doing? I'm arresting you for operating under the influence, sir.
Well,
you are very clearly intoxicated.
They tried to revisit the breathalyzer, but Thomas tried to get a little tricky on him, so he wasn't exactly following the directions or doing it properly. Eventually it does end with them arresting him for driving while intoxicated, which I think pretty clear evidence to support that, and then they did actually get his BAC, which was the 0.27.
I'd like to say that I am disappointed in myself for having in front of you this morning. I apologize to you, but I also apologize to all the other drivers that I shared front with. This will not happen again.
Ludington was arrested in October of last year for drunk driving. According to the prosecutor, at the time of his arrest, Ludington's blood alcohol content level was 0.270, which under Michigan law falls under a super drunk charge.
I don't know if it's just me, but it sounded like he was slurring his words during that as well. I feel like he was already fucking drunk by the time he was trying to make that apology to everyone there about, like, you know, it's just so disappointing. I can't believe that. Oh my goodness, what in tarnation. I don't know what came over me there. Like, it sounds like he's still drunk. Like, probably since that arrest, he just hasn't had a day of sobriety. But maybe it was just the audio quality. I don't really know. But yeah, under the Michigan laws there, super drunk charges. It was misdemeanor charges and no prison time. Instead, they just wanted to make sure he stopped drinking alcohol.
I think that it is more than appropriate for the court to place you off probation to make sure that you are continuing to abstain from alcohol.
I just don't think that's enough. I don't know why we're taking this so lightly here. He was super drunk driving, and in doing so, hit two signs that we know of. It could have been a lot more chaos out there across his journey that we just don't know about, that wasn't reported. This is something that should be taken far more seriously, but instead it's just, all right, this was pretty embarrassing, this was no good. So we need to make sure that you abstain from alcohol going forward, okay? And that's the punishment. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It's because he is a federal judge. I mean, everyone knows exactly why he's getting no punishment. A normal person would get some serious punishment, I imagine. Though sometimes, if the person also has extenuating circumstances, aka money, they can get away with it too sometimes. But in a lot of cases, a normal person doing the exact same thing this judge did is not going to be getting this kind of sentencing. It's just complete fuckery. This is just so outrageous. He was a danger to himself and everyone on the road, knowingly super drunk driving, excuse me, let me use the proper nomenclature, and he doesn't get any consequences for it at all? Other than, I guess, like the shame and the embarrassment of how stupid he looks in the body cam? It's just not right. It's so ridiculous. And like I said, he couldn't even follow through with the demands of the probation, which is just submitting for the drug and alcohol test twice weekly. He already failed that. So yeah, I just wanted to yap about this. That's really about it. So yeah, first person to smile gets 2,000 Flim tokens. Who's man enough to claim the bounty? Yeah, I'm a little late to this topic it seems, but I just heard about it from Slop Live, putting it on my radar here, giving me a nice plate of slop. Just when you thought you saw the most pathetic garbage imaginable from the crypto community with things like NFTs and all the shitcoin rug pulls, they find a new low. A diabolical one at that.
A crypto site that I've censored for obvious reasons announced a thing called bounties, where you could put up a challenge and ask anybody to do anything you wanted, and then when they do it, you then pay them crypto.
This dog shit sounds extremely similar to that Emma Roberts movie Nerve. I only remember bits and pieces of that one, but it was basically people do dares for money on stream. So it'd be like, ramp off of a parked tow truck, holy shit, here's 5,000 bones, that kind of thing. It's basically that. I think whoever made this, whoever launched it, either watched the Black Mirror episode about this, or Nerve, or one of like 100 other things about this exact same trash. And now it's actually here.
Posting a video about this, as well as rules, saying that you basically just have to connect your Twitter account to your crypto wallet, submit proof that you completed a bounty, and then if it's accepted, you get the money. People's reaction to this sort of stuff is to often compare it to the TV show Black Mirror, but it's probably worth mentioning there is quite literally an entire Black Mirror episode about this very same concept.
Off rip, I feel like this is an IQ test and you immediately fail if you follow step 1 of connecting your crypto wallet to your Twitter account. That just seems like a recipe for disaster. You deserve all the financial misfortune that befalls you for doing something as fucking stupid as that for a sketchy, shady-ass website here. It doesn't take a whole lot of thinking juice to recognize why this is a terrible idea that can only end in disaster. It's brand new and it already has been ending in disaster for a few of these sad, gullible idiots that are trying to claim bounties doing reckless shit.
So I had a quick scroll through the site. Looks like there's currently 410 live unclaimed bounties with an $158,000 prize pool. Someone supposedly put this bounty up with a prize of $690,000, simply saying KYS. Though if this was actually real, it's definitely not on the site anymore.
Now the site that's introduced this feature is one that was actually notorious for oodles of scams out the wazoo. Their site became synonymous with fraud, basically, and also became known for some streams on there where some individuals were torturing animals and trying to use it as a way of making money for themselves there. If you don't want me to torture this animal, I'm going to need your clams. Animal cruelty became something of a trend there. Also, people threatening to take their own lives with the same premise. If you don't want me to take my own life, gonna need you to bust open that wallet here. There also was someone from the community who did actually take their own life, and immediately people tried to financially capitalize off of it on this other platform. I'm not going to say the name of it, but you probably have a pretty good guess of what it is. And this is now their newest venture here with the bounties for anything. You can see that this probably isn't really a match made in heaven.
Pretty much all of the challenges involved doing something and then promoting a meme coin. We've got this one paying $870 if you build a 6-foot statue of Tung 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 Sahur in Times Square. Another one paying out $1,800 if you get 100,000 views in a video mentioning the name of their meme coin.
If you're one of these pathetic pinworms, these rancid piranhas still desperately clinging and gripping onto meme coins like it's your fleshlight in the big 2026, you are a fucking loser. Take a hard look in the mirror. Jiminy Christmas zoinks!
Sounds like pretty easy money, but I think I'll keep that censored. I also saw this one paying out $2,700 to quit your job on camera. And then I went to the submissions, and 5 people have submitted videos of them quitting their jobs on camera. So who gets the money? Is it the first person and then the other 4 just quit their job for no reason?
Whoa, hold your horses there, Squirt. It's not for no reason. They get to be locked in the eternal glory of being one of the proud goobers that quit their job to try and claim this bounty. And that's worth more than gold. So he asked a very interesting question. What happens when multiple people submit for the bounty to claim it? And they are legitimate submissions. Well, is it the first person to submit that gets paid out? Do they all split the bounty? What is the protocol? And I looked it up, and the website does actually have an explanation for what happens in cases like this. Now, interestingly enough, the website does say no illegal content, no crimes or harassment or violence and things like that, which I'm surprised they even made a mention of. I thought it'd just be pure fucking go hog wild pandemonium over there. But it also says that once the money is put into escrow from the bounty, the website is the arbiter, the sole arbiter. So they are going through each bounty, looking through each submission and deciding who is approved for that payout, which already seems extremely unsustainable considering the scale of this operation. They would be going through thousands, if not tens of thousands of bounties, which could have hundreds of thousands of video submissions. And you're telling me this website is going to go through each and every one of those for that? I doubt it. Actually, I think that's a fucking fib. Like, I would be really surprised if they have a team of, like, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people to do that every minute. But that is what they claim, that they're the sole arbiter. And the way they handle a case like this with multiple submissions is the website goes through and determines which ones are approved, which ones meet the requirements, and which ones are rejected based on, I guess, their discretion. So in the case of quitting your job, Dolan noted multiple people submitted, and they all seem to have quit their job with video evidence. So what is the website going to do? Who's getting paid out? It says that it could go to one person, or it could be split among the submitters. So you're telling me that all the people that just quit their job might either be rejected, even though they did exactly what the bounty said, or have their bounty split? So you quit your job for a fraction of the bounty, which also wasn't high enough to justify actually going in and just quitting your job like that, by the way. Pretty fucking stupid. But now you're getting a very small piece of that. Yikes. Also, knowing this, why would you ever submit for a bounty in the first place, considering that even if you do everything exactly as the bounty describes, the website might come in and just have a chip on their shoulder say, nah, that one's rejected. That doesn't meet it. Or it could just stay live long enough because they have such a backlog to go through that other people then start submitting, so now you have to split it with 100 fucking people. It's just super dumb. The whole thing is an extreme mess and really, really fucking stupid.
Do they have to split the money? Another one paying out $2,500 saying to get a tattoo of the name of the meme coin anywhere on their body. And currently, I've seen 13 people do this. So I guess good luck splitting that 13 ways, or maybe getting $0.
That's exactly right. And what an immediate great example for it. So 13 lobotomites got a fucking shitcoin branded on their body to try and claim this bounty. And now it's going to be split 13 ways, or you're getting $0 because your shit might get rejected. So people did this under the impression that, oh, I'll get this tattoo for $2,600, but that's not what's going to happen. And if that is what happened, like if they chose whoever came first, then the other 12 people get shafted because they didn't know that it was just going to be whoever does it first. There would be no way of knowing that. It's so, like, it's hard to even find the words to describe how dumb this shit is.
And this is probably one of the worst ones I saw, is someone submitted a video to oil up their booty cheeks in return for $6.20. Like, come on, man. Have a little bit of self-respect. At least ask for $8. People on Twitter theorizing that this will just turn into assassination markets, though someone is definitely moderating these, as I had to scroll through and nothing actually looked illegal, just very jobless. Or in the case of the guys that quit their jobs, literally jobless.
So it does seem like they are actually following through on that rule of no illegal activity for bounties. Don't know how long that's going to last. I guess we'll see. But as of right now, it's just a bunch of degenerate cringe. So yeah, appreciate Slop Live for putting this one on my radar, because I hadn't actually heard of it until his coverage of it, and I couldn't resist the urge to yap about it. That's really about it. So yep, this Lego scandal's got the streets looking like it's Gotham City out here. So CoffeeZilla just made a video talking about his investigation that he's doing into the whole bricks and minifigs, reckless bin thing. And in doing this investigation, he discovered Lego vigilantes that have been going around causing a ruckus, even getting into physical altercations, throwing hands, eating knuckle sandwiches at other bricks and minifigs locations because they believe that they're all operated by the same cast of comic book villains here. I didn't think this needed to be said. I thought this was something everyone understood, but clearly not. The bricks and minifigs that started this whole thing was a single location that corporate came in and took control of and put in Dumb and Dumber, and that was Patient Zero here. That was the genesis of all of this. But that doesn't mean every bricks and minifigs is the same. See, the way that this works is these are franchise locations. So that means they are owned and operated by individuals that aren't necessarily bricks and minifigs corporate zombies like Ammon. Ammon isn't going to each and every single one of these locations with it putting everyone under his thumb and fucking tweaking on their nipples or anything. These other locations, like the ones where people are now going in their fucking slap box and getting the brass knuckles put on, are not associated with what happened here and likely have no involvement with Ammon or any of the higher-ups on the Bricks and Minifigs food chain. They are separate entities under the same umbrella, but they are operated by different individuals that likely don't have a whole lot of, exchanging of saliva with the top brass at corporate. This isn't the fucking Tyranids. It's not some giant hive mind here where you march into your local Bricks and Minifigs in bumfuck Idaho and start beating up the manager there. All of a sudden, Ammon's going to be feeling all of those blows and falling over in pain while he's taking a shower. They are not connected in that way. They are owned, overall managed by the same big corporation, which is Bricks and Minifigs, but these franchisee locations have nothing to do with what happened here or what Bricks and Minifigs corporate has been doing. And likely they are also extremely upset about everything that's happened here because it is affecting their business as well, because now there's no trust in the Bricks and Minifigs name, which is something I was talking about, where this torpedoes the entire business across the board because of this. Now, if there's ever a problem at a franchisee location, customers don't feel safe, that corporate will come in and help them. Based on everything that's happened here, they would be fearful, most likely, that they'll get butt-fucked by corporate should there arise an issue. So all of the Bricks and Minifigs locations outside of the main one that started all this probably aren't happy about how the corporate zombies at the main HQ have been conducting themselves or what's happened with this one location. So I didn't think any of that was something that needed explaining. I thought everyone understood how that worked, but clearly that is not the case after what I've seen CoffeeZilla covering here.
Some footage which kind of disturbed me, and I'm not going to be able to have the chance to address it in my main video, so I want to address it here while we're editing that mammoth of an investigation. I was leaked videos from inside Bricks and Minifigs stores, other locations that have nothing to do with the Reckless Bin missing Lego collection. People are going into them trying to be vigilantes and trying to get justice, by going up and harassing store employees. And in one case, I'll show you, they actually get in a physical fight with not someone from the store, not someone involved, but just a random guy who's trying to ask them to leave.
That's crazy. Obviously, this story has blown up to an unfathomable degree, but I don't know how anyone could delude themselves into thinking this kind of behavior is in any way, shape, or form helpful in the pursuit of justice. How is you going to a Bricks and Minifigs and just beating up a guy, just going over there and then just locking into pugilistic combat with a dude, somehow helping anything or anyone in this huge scandal? I just don't get it. I think in the case of these vigilantes, a lot of them were just looking for some kind of excuse to go start some shit, to feel justified in going out there and being a menace and fighting people. That's what I think. Because it is something we've seen before where if a story blows up and there's a perceived villain of the story, some people will go try and take advantage of that, exploiting that to get rowdy or sometimes get physical and then believe that they're on the right side of history and then everyone's going to clap for them. I just beat up this guy. Why is no one smiling? Where's my applause? There's just, I think, some people that are fishing for excuses for justified combat. And so they believed this was a slam dunk for them. But it's not. This is absolutely awful. It's so brain dead, you are a fucking idiot. To the guy that went out there and just started fighting in the Bricks and Minifigs.
A lot of these people, you can just see they're trying to channel that energy, but you're not that guy. You're at the wrong store. Okay, let's start there. You're talking to the wrong people. You're fighting, physically fighting with the wrong people. These people are having a UFC match on the floor of a Lego store over another guy's Lego collection that has nothing to do with any of what you're about to see. So
true. It is unbelievably stupid. I don't believe a lot of the people that are doing this kind of behavior actually even care about what's happened here at all. Like I said, I still believe it's people that were looking for some kind of excuse to go out and start some shit and not get in trouble for it. But let's say a few of them really are doing this because they care this deeply about the story. Well, doing this is extremely detrimental in the pursuit of justice. All you are doing here is actually helping Bricks and Minifigs, because now you are giving them very easy ammunition to use legally to prove that Ben and his viral social media campaign have done nothing but incite violence against innocent people in the Bricks and Minifigs umbrella. You are giving them very, very easy layups here. Like, look, here's video evidence showcasing terrible behavior, violent and aggressive behavior from individuals that have been inspired by Reckless Ben's videos. You see, Ben is the bad guy here. Look at what's happening to these innocent people in these stores. Like, I don't know why people can't, like, fucking think at all before going out and doing stupid shit like this. It's so incredibly dumb.
Here's the first video that I saw. I'm gonna be blurring out some of this just for privacy reasons and also because there are children in some of these videos, and I just want to make sure they don't get caught up in this.
You cannot talk to children in here, bro. You cannot talk to children in here. Not in my store. Look it up. Not in my store. You cannot talk to them. Call security. We're calling security. Call. Sir, if you are harassing our customers, they steal from people. Look at Reckless Ben's video. You are harassing.
Okay, so a guy with sunglasses and a sleeveless shirt walks into a random Bricks and Minifigs, from what it looks like, and decides to tell one of the store employees, hey, go look at Reckless Ben's YouTube channel. Go, as if he probably hasn't seen it already, and as if he has anything to do with it.
I can almost guarantee you every single franchisee across the country, across the globe, any single person with a pulse in the LEGO community has probably heard about what's happened here with that Bricks and Minifigs location in the Reckless Ben video series. They all know about it. And like I said, they are probably also not happy about it because it is affecting their business that they operate. Totally separate from everything that's happened over there and what's happened with corporate and the way that Ammon has conducted himself. So these locations, like the one that this guy is now targeting, they have nothing to do with it, can't do anything about it, and there are people now demanding that every Bricks and Minifigs franchisee just close their doors now in protest of what's happened here. It's not exactly that easy. This is their livelihood. This is how they put food on the table for their families. They can't just be like, oh, I saw that Reckless Ben video, alright, time to pack everything up, time to completely shut everything down and have $0 and have no backup plan overnight now. That is extremely unreasonable, and I imagine a lot of these owners are all trying to figure out what the next steps forward are in light of all of this because of how bad this has become. And I imagine a lot of them aren't very supportive of how corporate has handled it. I don't think anyone in the world is necessarily on the side of how they've conducted themselves, but they operate totally separate from all of the hoopla that's happened. So it's not exactly something as easy as just, all right, time to move on, we're done here. Like, do you do that? Bricks and Minifigs is far from the only shady, possibly, allegedly corrupt corporation in America, and I imagine a lot of people watching this work jobs at major corporations. Do you go in and quit when you learn about the mistreatment of employees or a lot of the unsavory dealings of these mega corporations? I would imagine probably not, because it's a very difficult thing to just do, uprooting your whole life immediately overnight with no backup plan on where to go next. Like, I don't know why all of a sudden that's being requested of Bricks and Minifigs franchisees now.
I mean, I don't know. What's this guy supposed to do? Oh, geez, I saw the video, and now I'm going to make everything right. And I'm going to give back the collection. How does this guy know? This guy doesn't know anything. What are you doing? This looks ridiculous.
It's who you work for, you guys. You're working for Trump, bro.
What?
You're working for Trump. Doors over here, pal. Okay.
I swear people are using the fact that, the cops have behaved awfully. A lot of people have behaved awfully in this situation to pretend it's like the day of the purge and they can live out their fantasy, going up to random store employees and saying, you work for Trump, bro.
You're working for Trump, bro. You're working for Trump.
Coffeezilla is sharing the same sentiment I am here about where, because this has become so big, everyone feels like now everything's permissible. You can go out there and just cause fucking havoc at Brick and Minifigs locations. PvP enabled now. This guy's going in there saying you're working for Trump. Trump probably can't even spell Lego. Like, I have no idea where that's even coming from here. I didn't recognize the Trump administration got involved in the Bricks and Minifigs scandal. That's news to me.
From another store location. In it, you'll see three people. One, in green, he came in to confront the manager. Up here is the store manager in blue. And over here, we got our white knight.
Oh, what? No. Cool. Here in public, yeah. You guys are liars. Yeah, my store. No trespass. Hey, you call 911. Yeah, I did it. Call 911.
So you can hear a little bit. He starts talking about something, and then you guys are liars. And then the guy responds, look, I'm going to trespass you. The other guy laughs and goes, yeah, do it.
Yeah, I'm sure. No trespass. Hey, you call them one. Yeah, do it. Let's make sure it's very least like why are you in my store? You gotta leave next year. Get out of here. Get off. You're gonna have a serious attack.
So CoffeeZilla gave a great, concise summary of exactly what unfolds here. I'm just kind of showing you the footage itself, but basically, that guy's gone in there to berate the manager, talking about how he's working for liars, and then another customer over there is hearing this, and he's not too happy that they're besmirching the good name of the bricks and minifigs that he's in. So the other customer is coming to defend the honor of this store, which is outrageously silly. The guy doesn't even work there, is not even associated with the company in any way, shape, or form. He's just a shopper who didn't like hearing these mean things about bricks and minifigs. So he physically intervenes, puts hands on the guy, and that's what starts the fight.
You're going on your side one, leave. Who are you? You work here? No, I don't. Who the fuck are you? I'm sure. You know why I'm talking. Yeah, I do. You know why? Now get out. You want to wrap this up in this shit? You have no authority. I don't work here. You don't either. Yeah.
So our altercation really is one guy going, you don't work here, and the other guy says, well, neither do you. This ain't gonna find the Legos. Brian Mansell's collection ain't in the store, guys.
I just want to speak with you. Then you leave. Dude, who are you? You have no authority. Why don't you tell me what happened? Why are you not listening? Why are you not listening to someone listening?
I know I'm going to have to blur a lot of this. They're getting in some serious, brain damage in some of these hits here. A little CTE over a Lego store, guys. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And
it doesn't make a lot of sense. That's very true. I cannot wrap my head around how anyone would think this is somehow helpful in any way, shape, or form to be marching into the local Lego store here like you're some superhero to have some stern words with the manager. And then I also can't understand how just a customer at the store would be like, absolutely not on my watch, and then start putting hands on the guy for it and then getting into a fight, like a full-blown fight. It's just absurd. It's actual, it's just preposterous.
No. Sorry, bitch. Fucking fuck. Retribution's coming. Oh, justice, God, justice, glory, always. You will be testified to life. Yeah, I'm going to walk you. When you're a business expert, you have to get They took my phone.
Okay, so pretty much from here you can see what starts to be drips of blood falling from the guy in black's face. I mean, his face is jacked up from this fight.
Actually pretty brutal. So he does have a lot of blood leaking from his face there. The guy then leaves the store, apparently took his phone too, so he robbed him as well. I don't see how he thinks he's the hero in the story by brutalizing this guy.
It's embarrassing. You're just another bad person in this situation if you behave like this. And even the guy who's playing, superhero in the store, going up to the other guy and engaging and trying to put hands on the other guy, that also is just escalating things. I feel like this entire situation has been a series of unnecessary escalations.
It really is just embarrassing trash behavior all around. I didn't think there was a world where people would think that somehow this kind of action is justified or helpful to the overall case here and the pursuit of justice. I didn't realize there was confusion on how all of this was even unfolding in the first place in regards to it being this one location and those franchisees. I didn't realize people thought that extended to every single Bricks and Minifigs around the country. That is just not how it works. You going to your local one isn't going to somehow locate Brian's father's Legos, or you're not going to uncover some huge secret there that blows the lid wide open on this case or anything like that. All you're going to do is, once again, cause a fucking unnecessary ruckus like this, maybe get into a fight, I suppose. It's just dumb. It really is. So yeah, the Lego Vigilante trend here, pretty cringe shit. That's really about it. So yeah. Just saw a video of a whack job degenerate loser freaking out at a Chick-fil-A employee because his cheese wasn't melted. And I cannot resist the urge to insult this clown. He recorded the whole interaction himself. What a big boy. He turned the camera on and believed that he was in the right in this exchange here.
You don't have a way to warm up cheese.
So our cheese is fresh.
So you don't have a way to warm up cheese the way the cheese is warm.
So if you want it to like melt, you can let it sit on the chicken because the chicken is hot.
Here's a brief glimpse of our protagonist. This dweeb is looking like he's fresh off of a shift moderating the Defending AI art subreddit and has peeled himself away from his prestigious position of being an unpaid janitor sweeping fucking forums to come over here and unwind with some nutrients at the local Chick-fil-A here. And can you believe it? They served him a sandwich with unmelted cheese. This saint. And his patience is running thin. So he's letting them know. So he starts berating them, threatening them, all because his cheese isn't melted. And then, of course, he's filming them. He's got to make sure to get the evidence here. The boys on Discord aren't going to believe this exchange. He's looking so tough here.
So why is it cold?
Because we have everything fresh. The lettuce, the tomato, the cheese.
What's your name again?
My name is Jack.
Is that the store manager?
No, I'm the director. So
You're the director of
Yes,
Chick-fil-A?
This location, yes.
This location?
Yes, sir.
Who is the owner?
Our owner's not here at the moment.
Say it again?
Our owner's not here at the moment.
Sweetie, I need a Chick-fil-A meal.
Yeah.
No, I need a new meal, sweetie. You see how it's cold? Touch the cheese. Touch the
It's because
cheese.
the cheese is fresh. We can't.
I don't want it fresh then.
Alright, you heard the man. Better go into the dumpster out back and grab an old Chick-fil-A sandwich for him. Serve him up the gruel that he's requesting here. He's even outright just saying, well then I don't want it fresh if that cheese is unmelted. Now, every time I've ordered a Chick-fil-A sandwich, the cheese is either like lightly melted or not melted at all, so I'm guessing that it's just normal store protocol, but it's never ruined the sandwich for me. Now, granted, I'm not the biggest Chick-fil-A enthusiast. I don't dislike Chick-fil-A, but I never choose it over a superior alternative like Culver's or something. This isn't sponsored by Culver's or anything, by the way, just saying. But even still, it's such a small thing to be this upset about. Like, if you want to melt the cheese, bro, just hold it up to your ear and let all the steam that's coming out here melt it for you. Or do what she says and just let it sit there for a minute for the cheese to melt since it's fresh chicken. Like, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be this upset over something so trivial. So now he's requesting the store owner. He wants to get John Filet down here so he could give him a piece of his mind about unmelted cheese on his sandwich. How dare you try and serve this specimen unmelted cheese on his sandwich that he's ordered. Unacceptable.
We can't melt the cheese. We can let it sit.
It was melted before on the sandwich I just had this morning.
Yeah, because it had it sitting there.
Yeah. No, not. I ate it immediately.
Because we can't melt the cheese. Like, there's no way for us to melt the cheese. Like, we don't have a microwave. We can put it.
Do what?
It's a private property.
I need my money back.
Yeah, we'll give you your money back. No problem.
And I want my food as well.
Pardon me? What the fuck did you just say, Goober? I want my money back, and I want my food as well. The food that is a disgrace to your palate that you are refusing and now making a huge stink about. You want that food, but you also want your money back? How does it make any sense, bro? They'll give you a refund. They're willing to play ball with that. The guy's just telling you, look, you're going to need to get out of here. We'll give you your money. And then you have the audacity, you have the fucking gall to also request that sandwich back? This dude is just a full-blown, red alert, stupid loser. This guy is a straight-up first-round draft pick to the big idiot squad. Like, how are you going to be this upset about this sandwich and then also still want that sandwich back. So he's like, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts lunging at it like it's, the fucking One Ring or something here. They're going to give you your money back. But you're not getting that food if you're getting your money back. What sense does that make? Why would they refund you and give you that food that you are wanting the refund for?
No, sir.
All right, so what's your name?
Sergio for it.
Sergio, give my money back.
You can't have your money. What are you doing, sir?
I need my money back.
Oh, I'll get your money back. Can I get your receipt?
No, kid, I didn't bring the receipt.
Where's your receipt?
Don't play with me, Sergio. I just came in here.
No, sir, you could come. You could leave.
You call the
I'll
police.
get. Yeah, I will.
Call the police. Either if you get my food the real way how I had it this morning, or we calling the police.
The cinematography is top shelf here now. We've got some really cool angles now that he's filming. It's upside down. What a joy that is to watch. Fucking nauseating. He can't even just hold the camera properly. He's too fucking dumb to figure out how that works, I guess. So now he's talking about getting the police involved. I'm sure that would go over well. What seems to be the problem? Look at this cheese on my sandwich. It's unmelted. Arrest them. Throw them in the slammer. Can you believe this? It's an outrage. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a case that's taken seriously. Now, snapping back into reality, what would actually unfold is the police would show up here, the entire staff of this store would talk about what a nuisance you have been and how you have been unruly and would likely trespass you from the location. They're not going to all of a sudden go back there and make you the perfect Krabby Patty that you somehow had earlier that day with the optimal melted cheese. That's not going to happen. You've already requested your money back. You're not getting your sandwich, and they're telling you they're not going to melt that cheese. You can melt the cheese yourself if you really want to, man. It's actually like a super easy thing to do if it's something you wanted to do. In fact, you have every tool you need right there in the box. You close the box and that cheese will slowly start to melt there.
Yes, we are, Sergio. No, we're not going to listen. What is wrong with you, son?
Sir, you're being so rude.
I am being rude. You're making this hard for no
So-
reason.
so
Just make
let
a
me
damn
get-
sandwich.
No, sir.
Yes, nigga, I paid for it. idiot.
What?
Who are you talking to, boy?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you,
You're not
Sergio.
talking to sir. You're being disrespectful and
Where
you're
is my
using curse
food,
words
idiot?
and you're being
Give
racial.
my fucking food, nigga.
No, sir.
Who the hell are you talking?
Lower your voice.
Get your ass beating this bitch.
So he's blowing a gasket now, popping off, all because the cheese wasn't melted. He got his money back. He got his money back, and now he's upset that he's not getting the sandwich that he didn't even fucking want. And he's telling them to go make him another sandwich. Brother, it's going to be made the same way. She's telling you, he's telling you, they don't melt the cheese there. They are outright telling you to your face. I think he might have imagined he had a different sandwich there earlier in the day, or maybe he had like a wet dream where he ate a Chick-fil-A sandwich with melted cheese. I don't know. Just leave. If you want a sandwich with melted cheese, go somewhere else. They already gave you your money back. Take it and go somewhere else. Just get the fuck out of there. He's threatening to beat this guy up all over nothing. Over nothing. This guy's a psycho.
No, sir. Please watch your language. Thank you.
All right. Oh, son, you have no idea what you've done to me. Sweetie, no one's scared of you. So I wish you wouldn't touch me. Don't touch me, woman. Don't ever touch me. You just touched me. Are you out of your fucking mind, sweetheart?
The way he speaks is so fucking cringe. It's like he's doing some kind of thespian troupe exercise or something. Over enunciating his lines. Touch me, sweetheart. Like it's like he's doing a bad dub for an old PlayStation 2 game. Why is he talking like that? He's also saying you have no idea what you've done to me. I think everyone has a good idea what they've done to you. They served you the sandwich you ordered. You just happen to not like the cheese status there. That's all they did to you. They served you food that you ordered and then tried to amicably solve the issue you had, and you've made even more issues out of it.
Sir, don't you ever assault me, fool.
Let me get your.
Give me my money now so we can go, idiot. Yeah, nigga. Are you on crack, boy?
Oh,
Oh, wow, you dumb bitch. I'm about to get laid the fuck out in this shit.
He's talking crazy while wearing a fuzzy sweater with sprinkles on it. He's wearing an actual bad Christmas sweater here while causing such a stir over something as trivial as his cheese not being melted. He's like a cartoon character, bro.
Food product down the drain on camera. Call the police, idiot. Ain't nobody running from you, nigga. You call the police. Call them, idiot. The one that called the state dummy. All you people watching this stupid shit was a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Idiot. Yellow. On crack, boy. Ever fucking touch me, dirty filth. Here's a refund. Motherfucking shit. Motherfucking shit. Throw it in the trash, man. Trash. Throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. Action. Why you on crack, bitch? Everybody else want to see reality shit from Jehovah.
Finally, they completed the unskippable cutscene. He gets the refund fully processed, takes his money, and then leaves. But not without, of course, insulting them some more, calling them crazy, and asking if they're on crack. I don't know if this is like mental illness or if this guy is actually just this much of an asshole. I can't quite tell. I really don't know. Either way, I feel terrible for the employees here. They can't do anything to, like, defend themselves. The best they can do is call the cops, but it's not like they're gonna, fucking instantly spawn in there or anything to defuse the situation and trespass the guy who's threatening them. So they just have to sit there and just be insulted and be threatened. It sucks, man. I hate how common this shit seems to be. TikTokers, YouTube pranksters as well. Like, so many people just go out there and start shit with fast food employees for content, or oftentimes just tons of people pop off on fast food employees. They just like to take all their anger out on fast food employees. It sucks, man. It always just infuriates me to see that happen. Anyway, though, that's really about it. So, yep. Help. A short, bearded man has fallen into addiction in Lego City. But I don't want to give up the needle. I am glued to this Lego scandal, and today has been an action-packed day of new developments in this case. I'll start with the one everyone has now seen. The Bricks and Minifigs franchise owners, the stars of the circus that had been the subject in most of the video coverage around this case, Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson, aka Voldemort and Dr. Evil, have reached a mutual agreement with Bricks and Minifigs to part ways. They announced the permanent closure of its Salem, Oregon store, the one at the heart of this scandal. They announced this like it's fucking E3, as well as making a mention that there was a mutual agreement reached with the franchise owners of that location, Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson, due to a devastating social media campaign. So they send them out with a sad song on the world's smallest violin. They then immediately speedrun to massaging their sack and trying to put the crosshairs instead on the previous owner. They talk about how there's an investigation that's still ongoing, but their current investigation points to the real bad guys as the previous owners, which are the Gormans. They talk about gross negligence, significant evidence of gross negligence, as well as operational gaps during the transition and subsequent management of document recovery. They then provide a lot of information that they've gathered through their investigation, and some of it does have corroborating evidence that other outside parties are now talking about and providing as well. And I'll get into that in a moment, because it does seem like there was a lot of really convoluted, messy problems here, even before BB and JJ, Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson, got involved here from the top turnbuckle. What I find interesting, though, is that they are immediately going into, it's the previous owners, let's all forget about this. Yes, Brandon and Josh are gone. Okay, we can celebrate, but let's talk about the real villains. When even if Brandon and Joshua weren't immediately responsible for how sloppy everything got off rip, they are responsible for their own behavior. We have oodles of body cams, which I know about the unredacted body cams. I watched those. It definitely doesn't look good for the Bricks and Minifig side of things, but I don't believe I'm actually allowed to show anything or talk about that in depth because I don't know if it's entirely legal how they were obtained. But even outside of that, we have the evidence of Brandon and Josh's behavior to Ben on camera and the things that were being said over the phone and how aggressive and vulgar and hostile they were immediately, even upon just a request to try and get this resolved amicably. So again, even if they're not solely responsible for all of the hoopla legally with the consignment and all of that and what was coming from corporate or what was coming from franchisee, they didn't conduct themselves professionally in any way, shape, or form and only served to exacerbate issues.
But Johnson, the new owner of this franchise, also claimed that he had the right to that property. Here's the statement that he made to police, quote, "However, due to the claim that Mr. Mansell continues to call the business despite being told not to and encouraging others to do so as well, he does not want to give these items to Mr. Mansell." He added that he also doesn't feel he needs to since the store's inventory became his once he took it over. So he didn't want to give the items to Mansell because of Mansell's phone calls? And why didn't the police order him to return the sets to Mansell immediately? I guess we'd have to talk to the DA.
I wanted to briefly dump that clip from the Legal video in here because I think that is just comical coming from a ghoul like Josh, who is just like the caricature of a Reddit telephone tough guy. He talks all big and strong, puffs out his chest over the phone. "Fuck you, bitch. You stole the Legos. Let's tango. Don't tussle with the muscle." That kind of stuff. Like he's recorded melting down and crashing out multiple times throughout this whole thing. And then he's like, "Oh, well, he hurt my feelings. He kept calling us and that annoyed me, so I'm not giving it back. In fact, I don't even think I need to. I took over this store, which means everything in it is mine now." Which, in a surprise to absolutely no one, isn't exactly how that works. And it's something Legal goes in depth on towards the end of the video about like the messiness of consignment and stuff like that, and giving examples of like how probably don't have the ability to just not give that back. But again, he's not the only legal analyst that has weighed in on this. There's been so many like lawyers and a ton of like law professionals that have been weighing in on this case because it's just exploded. It's massive. And what's so interesting is how there is so many differing opinions and perspectives from lawyers and experts in law across not just YouTube, but on other outlets as well. There is like no consensus on the whole thing. Some people believe it's a slam dunk case of theft or like a corporate fucking hoo-ha that, you know, they're way in the wrong, and others actually believe that it's not as clear cut as that. The one thing that seems to be agreed upon by everyone is that it is very messy, but Bricks and Minifigs didn't act optimally. They certainly weren't doing the best here, especially not the franchisees, Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. So even if there is like some convoluted legalese that makes it a little trickier, ultimately nobody handled it perfectly, which has made it become such a nuclear bomb of drama. Now, there has been a lot of new information, like I mentioned, and a big piece of that is calling into question the actual value of the Legos from the very beginning. It has always been alleged $200K worth of Legos, and in fact, that's even what it was marketed as. But apparently that was all just, you know, hype train stuff and not representative of the actual value of the Lego collection. It was all just buzz. So through the Bricks and Minifig investigation, as well as others coming forward and going through it all, the speculation is now that it was around $100K worth of Legos, and that of the remaining Legos that hadn't been sold already, it was as low as $6,200, but that varies from source to source. Because again, throughout all of this, it is still impossible to know what exactly is true and what is speculative. So like finding the truth amongst all of the sludge here is still really difficult. But now there is a call into question about like the total value of the Lego sets themselves. Also, some of them had been returned. Bricks and Minifigs is trying to make the claim that they've been trying so desperately to work with Brian for so long to get this resolved, and it breaks their heart, that kind of thing. When on camera, you can watch the CEO, Ammon, who just did an interview, by the way, that I want to show you some clips from, just outright refusing to even engage with Ben about it or even entertaining the idea of trying to get things solved, instead wanting to go scorched earth off rip, rolling up his sleeves like, okay, let's get after it then. And now all of a sudden he's, you know, the Zen master, he's fucking, you know, peace on earth, why can't we all be friends kind of guy. Like, so he's really changed his tune now, even though on camera before all of this blew up, he was really adamant about, you know, guess we're gonna have to go you know, have a fight about it. So now all of a sudden, Bricks and Minifigs is like, we just want to help, we want to make them whole, when all the evidence points to the contrary for the longest time. And another big piece of this is still about consignment. That has been what the huge part has been for a long time. I'll get to that in a moment, but another thing is about, like, the Gormans, because another thing that's come out is that Crystal had actually had some of Brian's father's Legos at her house, not at the store, which is pretty odd. There was also multiple bookkeeping, which made things even more shady and weird. So there was already a lot of moving pieces here. Now they're also saying that Brian wasn't actually being properly compensated by the Gormans, the previous owners of the location, and that's just unacceptable. So Bricks and Minifigs is stepping up. They're the heroes, actually. We should be rallying behind Bricks and Minifigs, because look at it, look at how much they're doing to try and help the little guy, even though the whole journey here has been them doing everything they can to face fuck him and, like, bury this. So they have really flip-flopped on their tone behind all of this, but they are now providing information about, like, this investigation that they're doing, and others are also investigating independently of Bricks and Minifigs and finding similar things. So it has been quite a lot going on. Another thing that's been called into question is the legitimacy of Ben's claim about their victory in small claims court. That also has a lot of messiness associated with it and a lot of question marks now. So this whole thing is starting to get even more wild and wacky and just this crazy fucking web. Now, I want to show you another clip from Legal Eagle's video in regards to consignment, because like I said, that is still one of the biggest pieces here, and there is, on security camera footage, inarguably, a higher level position at Bricks and Minifigs confirming that they're taking on that consignment liability, which may not be technically binding, but it does seem like that is a big deal, that they did verbally state that that's going to happen. And Bricks and Minifigs keeps denying that they do consignment, and they always train against it. But all the evidence points to, in their contracts, they do allow for consignment. So why are they contradicting themselves? Also, the CEO has become addicted to humiliation. He's doing his own nationwide humiliation ritual and is going on, like, the YouTuber shows where he is, again, contradicting some of the statements that have come forth from the company. So the whole thing is very fucking peculiar. But anyway, here's the consignment piece towards the end of Legal Eagle's video that I think is pretty important to the overall case.
But Bricks and Minifigs Corporate has argued that consignments violated franchise policy or were unauthorized under the franchise agreement. So we took a look at the Bricks and Minifigs 2003 franchise agreement, which does not say that stores can't use consignment. Quote, subject to our standards, specifications, and approval, if we so require, you may also offer the following products and services. Consignment services. And that's just on the first page. And the franchise agreement template reiterates that on the first page, quote, additionally, franchisees may also offer consignment services. And Reckless Ben states in an update that Crystal Law provided the actual franchise agreement that she signed, which explicitly allows consignment agreements. Now, additionally, there are 4 references to consignment in these documents, and none of them are an outright prohibition. And even if Bricks and Minifigs Corporate outlawed consignment agreements, that agreement only addresses the relationship between Bricks and Minifigs and the Gormans, not the ownership of the Star Wars collection.
He goes on to say that that's between the Gormans and Bricks and Minifigs in that case, not Brian. He is completely independent of that, and his property rights are independent of that. He then goes on to give you an example of what he believes the logic that would be applied here would be.
But either way, I don't think that argument automatically transforms third-party property into franchisor property. To illustrate that principle, if a franchisee violated policy by storing a friend's vehicle on business premises, the franchisor could discipline the franchisee and terminate the agreement, but absent some independent legal mechanism, the franchisor would not become the owner of that vehicle. And I think the same logic would apply here.
And to me, that's the simplest way of looking at it, and it's how most people are viewing it, myself included. If, as Bricks and Minifigs says, they don't do consignment, but in this case, the franchisee went rogue, which is what Ammon is now claiming, which I'm going to show you in a moment, If that is the case, why are they still not giving the Legos that they have back? Why has it been such a stink? Why has it been a fucking slobber knocker here, vehemently fighting against it? Now again, all the evidence seems to point to that being a liar, liar, plants for hire moment from Bricks and Minifigs, considering in the contracts that we have available for us to sink our little teeth in, they do outright say that consignment is permissible. There is no prohibitive language around that to forbid franchisees from doing consignment. Crystal provided her contract that says that consignment is possible, but as Legal Eagle says, it is also possible that maybe there was an update to that where they then did outlaw it and they signed it. That's possible, but we're just guessing. We don't know. What we do know, though, is that based on these contracts, there is nothing prohibitive about consignment with Bricks and Minifigs from these franchisees. But anyway, again, if it isn't something they do, then why have they been so against giving it back? Josh was even like, I don't feel like giving it back. He was calling us. He was hitting me up on the horn. He was ringing my telephone, and I didn't like when he did that. So I'm just not going to do it, and I don't even think I really need to, actually. So you can suck on my fucking winky. You want to suck on my wiener? How about that? How about that instead of giving you back the Legos? Like, again, if you don't do it, then you shouldn't have it there. It's not yours. Should give it back. You should have to give it back. And that's still, even after watching Legal Eagle and tons of other law experts and lawyers and everything weigh in on it, like, it still seems to be like, yeah, they don't really have true authority to seize that collection there just because the previous owners had a consignment deal that now they don't do consignment doesn't mean the new owners get to swoop in and now it's theirs. It's still, Brian's property would be independent of whatever happened there, at least as I understand it. And with the example that Legal Eagle gives there, I think that makes a lot of sense. If a franchisee takes in a vehicle, they discipline the franchisee, say, kick dirt, that doesn't mean that the franchisor now owns that vehicle because of that. That would be a huge can of worms. That'd be a huge fucking issue, and that'd be very easy to exploit. So I just don't see a world where there's any real justification for not giving him the Legos back or anything of that.
But we know that consignment agreements can be very difficult, and so we make sure that in our operations manual, through all of our training, we train all franchisees that consignment is not part of our model. It's written into the operations manual, it's trained on, and it's very explicit. However, unfortunately, we had a franchisee go rogue and enter into a consignment agreement without our knowledge or authorization.
Stop twirling your mustache, Ammon. Holy cannoli. Jiminy Christmas, bro, stop twirling it. You actually look like a comic book bad guy. And the way he talks about the previous owners, the Gormans, he's talking about it like, Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. She just signed a consignment agreement without our know-how, without our permission, our authorization. Holy shit. That kind of thing. And he's talking about like how they explicitly state no consignment, that kind of thing. We train them against it. That's forbidden. We spit on consignment. But again, if you look at the contracts, it is in there as an option. It is not prohibitive. So I don't know where this is coming from, unless it's a newer thing, which is possible. It definitely could be a newer thing. But then why doesn't he make it more clear and more transparent? Like, yes, we did offer consignment services as an option to our franchisees, but we recognized how messy and difficult that can be, so we did stop that practice not too long ago with an updated agreement with franchise locations. And one of the stores must not have paid attention, and they did a consignment deal. That would be, if that is the case, by the way, there's nothing to even let us know whether or not he's being truthful about that being something they explicitly forbid. Because again, all of the evidence seems to point to in their contracts, you can do consignment, but it's just so slimy. Because he's not addressing the very clear proof that's out there of their actual contracts where consignment is thumbs up. You can do it. Here he's just saying, explicitly forbidden. No consignment, no consignment. Like he's the pomegranate lady. That's just, see, this is one of those things I'm talking about where a lot of what comes from Bricks and Minifigs is seemingly not truthful and feels misleading on purpose.
And then it appears that may not have been honored with the person that she had entered into that consignment agreement with. And then through other circumstances, we ended up retaking over that store. And in the shuffle, there appears to have been just some confusion as to how, why, and where, like some of this came about. And as we tried to figure that out, we started uncovering more documents, more information. And what we found was that there were 3 separate sets of records that were being kept that shows that Mr. Mansell was significantly underpaid by that former franchisee. And so we've been trying to make sure that we can properly do like a forensic accounting and make sure everything is being looked at properly so that we can work together to get that family resolution.
He's had a big change of heart, it seems, because again, on camera, he showed no interest at all in actually trying to solve this peacefully and get Brian what he was owed. But now all of a sudden, he's out there acting like he's Brian's best friend, like, come home, buddy. We miss you. Bricks and Minifigs is here to help. We only want what's in your best interest. Let us make you whole. We're doing everything we can to support you because we care so much about you, Brian. Come on, Squirt. Come on, let's solve this. When previously he showed less than 0 interest in doing that and was ready to put up a big old fight about it. Again, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about like the body cam stuff, but this is a very different side of Ammon here. I believe this is the PR side. I don't believe anything here is genuine at all. I think this has become such a huge issue that's bubbled over so much so now that they can't just try and bully him into silence, which is something that, again, is on camera as a method that Bricks and Minifigs likes to employ, where one of them, Kai, I already forgot how you say his name, but even just outright said, like, yeah, it is a threat. You can perceive it as a threat because it kind of is a threat about how they will drain them legally in court, where they will be paying so much money fighting Bricks and Minifigs legally that they will lose more than they would have ever gained had they won. It is something that they've done numerous times and something they were very proud of. But now all of a sudden, Ammon's out here like, yeah, let's solve this. Come on, let's get this all resolved. We're buds, bro. It's just so fake. It's so phony. And again, Ammon was just on YouTube streams, 3 nights ago now? Where it was a very different tough guy Ammon there. At least a little bit tougher than this. He wasn't the soft shell looking to really help Brian all that much. It was a much more combative version. But now he's more docile. And it's important to keep in mind that it's not like Bricks and Minifigs is like all of a sudden sunshine and rainbows. We want to just help everybody. We just got information from the CEO of Patreon that they have filed all the legal paperwork to try and force Patreon to remove Ben's Patreon account, which is his main source of income. They're trying to strip him of his main source of income to silence and bully him, which is the standard play from Bricks and Minifigs, it seems, based on all available evidence. And the CEO, Ammon, has the gall to go out there now and be like, guys, we just want to help Ben. Let us help, dude. We're just here to help, man. It was the previous owners that fucked you, not us. No, dude. Let us make you whole again. He says that so many times. And I believe that's because maybe he's in a more desperate position now because it seems like some of Bricks and Minifigs partners no longer feel comfortable doing business with them. There was a statement put out by one of their big partners here, minifigs.me, and they don't feel comfortable working with Bricks and Minifigs, despite this being a huge blow to them on a business side. Minifigs.me, that is. It wasn't an easy decision for them to make, but this has become such a big story that now brands that have worked with Bricks and Minifigs don't feel comfortable continuing to do business with them. So I think Ammon has now been alerted to how bad all of this has gotten for them and is now just trying to say what he believes will cause all of it to simmer down, which is, we want to make them whole. We're here to help. Josh and Brandon are gone. We've parted ways. They've sailed off into the sunset. Can you guys please just drop this? Like, it just feels like it's now all about saving face and covering their own ass in this PR battle because it's now actually affecting them in a noticeable way. When previously, before this became a huge story, Ammon showed no interest in trying to resolve this. Nobody at Bricks and Minifigs has shown interest to resolve this based on all the information that's been publicly put out there. So it just seems like it's because it's blown up so much now that they're finally acting. But that doesn't help dissuade fears of Bricks and Minifig's customers who were maybe considering working with them, where if it doesn't blow up into a huge story, you might just be fucked. Because based on everything we've seen from like the behavior of those franchisees, as well as Ammon himself, they don't seem to really care that much to try and resolve issues like privately and peacefully. It seems like they're only now springing into action to try and help Brian get what should have already been taken care of previously. So it feels like it's very tardy to the party here with them actually looking to do the right thing of making Brian Mansell whole and figuring out what exactly went on here with a real investigation. And like I said, a lot of this new information that's coming out from multiple parties does call into question a lot of things that have been put forth from like the first couple of videos from Reckless Bin with some of the claims and things like that. But I will say, in regards to like the police department stuff, I haven't really seen anything to like justify how everything's unfolded with how the police themselves have handled this whole case. That is still something that is very much in a really weird spot. But in regards to like if Ben stepped out of line legally, like within the bounds of the law, or if he did things solely for content that actually was detrimental to getting this solved, as well as some of like the claims he made about the small claims court default judgment victory, things like that, all of that is what's now being thrown into a bit of disarray. I'm curious to see Ben's response to it, to give his side of things on that conversation now. But there has been a lot of new information, and no matter how you look at it, the fact of the matter is, it should have never gotten to this point. There was a very real problem with the way Bricks and Minifigs, the corporation, handled all of this, as well as the way they handled the takeover of this location, making it very sloppy and very messy with the previous owners and then the new franchisees coming in with a fucking chip on their shoulder and steam out of their ears, making it irreconcilable here, where an innocent man and his father's lifelong Lego collection got thrown into a shitstorm. So, and there was no real way of getting it solved through the proper channels, allegedly, based on everything we've seen here. And the corporation showed no signs of trying to work with him privately. They keep saying that they were insisting that Brian provide documents, but he kept dodging that. I find that claim a little hard to believe. That's he said, she said shit, of course, but I find that very difficult to imagine. Brian was just like sweating when they asked for documentation when there already is documentation that the public has access to, so Brian definitely would have as well. He probably would have submitted it if that was actually something that they wanted. And Bricks and Minifigs in their previous statement was talking about how Ben and his team didn't want to submit anything to him, but there is literal videos of them trying to submit the evidence to them and Bricks and Minifigs not being receptive to it. So I'm more inclined to believe Brian's account of things, where Bricks and Minifigs wasn't willing to work with him to resolve this through this messy takeover of that location where his Legos got all lost in translation and everything got all fucking cattywampus. Again, the fact of the matter is, an innocent man and his father's collection of Legos that he spent his whole life collecting that was very valuable got lost in a shitstorm here of a corporation that doesn't seem to care about what happened there and didn't really care to investigate that thoroughly, as well as some franchise owners that really immediately held a grudge against him. Again, according to that document, he'd even said he doesn't want to give them back because of the phone calls. That's some pretty goober shit. So this whole thing seems like a fucking mess, even more so now than like a week ago. So yeah, I just wanted to give you the little update on it. That's really about it. So yeah. I know I've yapped and made fun of countless news outlets and tabloids because so many of these mainstream journalistic outlets are just trash, irredeemable garbage. And I'm one of the few brave souls on this planet that raw dogs the internet, so I actually don't use an ad block when I go on stream looking at, like, what's going on in the world. And these websites are genuinely inaccessible unless you are using an ad block because they are so riddled with ads out the wazoo, where you only get like a couple of sentences of an article before an auto-playing ad or an auto-scrolling ad, or ads on either side are just butt-fucking your eyes. It is miserable. But standing atop this pile of filth is what I believe to be the worst offender of all of them, and that's the New York Post. Now, of course, there's not a single sentient organism on this planet that would ever misconstrue what the New York Post does with journalism, but when you're searching for information on something going on in the news, the New York Post is usually towards the top of that search on Google. So people end up there by accident, and it's an immediately regretful experience. It's a lot like the back rooms, actually. No one goes there on purpose. It's a fucking hellscape when you do end up there on New York Post. You can't wait to get out. So oftentimes I'll click on something not looking at where it's going, like the source, and it's the New York Post, and then my eyes start to bleed. Because, again, the internet without protection is a totally different experience. So going to the New York Post there is horrors beyond your wildest imaginations. It's Lovecraftian. And I made a whole video ranting about this a couple of years ago. It's only gotten worse since then, by the way. But I find it so fascinating how all of these companies wage war on ad block. We need you to turn your ad block off to access our articles, otherwise you don't get it. You're stealing from us with your ad block. And then if you ever do make the mistake of buying into that siren song, that fucking fraudulent fib, what you get is ass blasted by ads, and then you can't even get the information anymore. So the only way to even get the information from the sites is to use the ad blocks, because otherwise all you get are ads. And these are from like official corporate-owned websites. It's so interesting because they try to shame you into turning it off, but if you do, it's a huge mistake. It's a really big mistake. But anyway, I've yapped about that a lot. Instead, I want to blabber more directly about the New York Post because I just saw this wacky humdinger where they, oh boy, that's getting my bubble guts going talking about the New York Post. They made an article covering Kane Parsons' home, and they have a tweet that just outright doxes him. I, of course, redacted that information here, but they proudly posted this tweet inside the unassuming $450K California house behind the $118 million backrooms horror phenomenon, and got community noted about how it's literally just doxing, which is not only against Twitter terms, but illegal. And it is just doxing him. I'm pretty sure they deleted the original tweet, but the article is still up. Now, I think they also got rid of the picture there in the article too, but they wanted to make sure that their high-quality writing was able to persist beyond the purge here. Like, yeah, they may have done something illegal, but come on, the nice AI summary they have of Kane Parsons' family home, that has to live on New York Post somewhere. So we're going to take a look at that. But what a diabolical, useless piece of shit the New York Post is. Why even make this in the first place? They post a picture of this house where allegedly Kane lives with his family, and they just post it out there for everyone to see. Hey, this is where that guy lives. The guy who just has a $118 million box office home run. This is his house. And it just has like the house number. They say where it's located. All just posted out there. Why? It is just doxing. Like, there was a few people I saw come in saying, well, it's not technically doxing because they didn't give the direct address, but the house number is visible there. They gave the location, they show the house, they show the square footage, and they describe every single facet of the house. That's everything but the address. You can find that in 2 seconds. It is just doxing him. And the New York Post made a whole article about it. That's unhinged. I don't understand why. Like, how did this float across someone's desk? Like, I need pictures of Spider-Man and I need pictures of Kane Parsons' home right now. We gotta post it for everyone to see. Go out there and get it. I just can't even put myself in the shoes of someone so stupid that they thought this was a good idea. I can't wrap my head around the idea behind this article in the first place. But hats off to Mary Kay Jacob here for the slam dunk. If that's even a real person, that's probably just a made-up name right there. As some shit like Jericho Cheeseburger. I'm doubtful Mary Kay Jacob's real, but if she is, she should be fucking ashamed of herself. But anyway, this is what the article looks like now. Director behind Hollywood phenomenon Backrooms is a 20-year-old YouTuber who still lives with his parents, which already feels like it's immediately belittling him, like, hey, this guy still lives with his parents. Look, isn't that so weird? And then they now have this black box here, but that's where I imagine the picture was of the house that just fully doxed him. I'm going to quickly fast forward to the very end of the article because the last couple sentences are cinema. So Mary Kay Jacob spends this whole article just dabbling around in like nothing Burgerville, and then ends it by saying, it is unclear if he still remains in the home. The Post has reached out to Parsons for comment. So she's made a whole article about this is his home, this is where he's living with his parents, and then giving like a little background on their relationship and the history there. And then ends it by saying, also, we don't know if he actually still lives in this home. We had to reach out to him for comment, but haven't heard back. Pardon? So you made a whole article doxing this home, saying this is where he lives, and then you say, well, we don't actually know if this is where he lives, by the way. What a journey. What an adventure you've taken us on here, Mary. The New York Post has the hard-hitting stuff, I tell you what. Thought-provoking. Also, why are you reaching out to him for a comment on if he still lives in the house that they have now just doxed? Hey, Kane. So Mary over here, our superstar, yeah, she posted your home, or what she believed to be your home, the 450K unassuming California home, as well as the house number on it, by the way. She posted that publicly, and we just want to confirm, you do still live there, right? We doxed the right home, or should we keep looking? All right, great. Can't wait to hear back from you. Give me a buzz. Why, anyway, here's what the rest of the dog shit looks like. It's a few sentences they took from Kane's Wikipedia to give a bit of background. Then they go in to say how he still lives in the modest 4-bedroom home according to property records, and then says how different that is, how odd and wacky, because that's stark contrast to the lavish estates typically associated with Hollywood success. Man, New York Post, whoa, you're really cooking there. That is so different. Let's dox him. That'll teach him to be different. Oh, you want to live in a modest home? Not on New York Post watch. We're scooting in sideways, taking photos of it and posting it online. Hope you enjoy. Maybe that'll teach you. This is another fun thing that the New York Post has plastered in their article here. This Backrooms poster. And I think this speaks volumes to the level of journalistic integrity that this organization has. They didn't even bother to check if this is a real poster. It's not. This is not even a real poster. But underneath it, they don't even try and explain oh, this is like a fan-made thing or whatever. They then just go back into saying the unassuming Northern California home stands in sharp contrast, just repeating a sentence from earlier. I think the AI bugged out there for a second. Mary Kay Jacobs' prompt must have got a little wonky. But that isn't even a real poster of the Backrooms. That's an image that was fan-made, or at least speculated fan-made, long ago. It was on the IMDb for a little bit, which is where it comes from. But if you type in Backrooms poster, it'll be one of the first couple of things that pop up. But if you click on it, you'll learn that it's not an official poster. It's never been an official poster. So the New York Post couldn't even do the bare minimum of just grabbing a real poster for it. Instead, they use a fake one in their own article. And the rest of the article is spent going over the marital status of Kane's parents, deep diving into them, giving their full names and everything, and talking about them. So now they're caught in the New York Post crosshairs, just for nothing. This article does nothing except just dox him. Wow, New York Post, real incredible stuff there. It's just such a piece of shit, and it's not exclusive to the New York Post. There's so many tabloids just like this. They're just the most egregious. And it's not even just tabloids either. So many of these legacy journalistic outlets have really just gone down the shitter. There still are some, hard-hitting pieces of journalism that do come out, but it's few and far between now. A lot of it's just this constant battle for clicks by any means necessary. So just blatant rage bait, or just incorrect shit, or underhanded, bizarre shit like New York Post does. It's just such a mess. I wanted to yap about the New York Post one, though, because A, they suck, and B, this was a weird, ridiculous decision they made here to just dox Kane and his family. Allegedly. They're not even sure if they doxed them properly, because at the very end they say, well, we don't actually know if he still lives there. We just went by the property records. We were stalking him. And we think he's probably here, so bang, let's dox it. It sucks. Anyway, just want to yap about it. That's it. See ya. If you thought the Lego scandal was done surprising you with twists and turns, you're off your gourd, Buster. You're straight gourdless in these streets. Bricks and Minifigs is a name that sends shivers down the spine of even the devil. There is no diabolical tactic too dubious, too unethical, too filthy for them to employ. They love to play around in the pig pen, and they are some fucking dirty hogs. There is no low they won't sink to. They go lower than this note. I have just learned, well, it has just been made public, I suppose is more accurate to say, that Bricks and Minifigs has attempted to have Reckless Ben's Patreon taken down, banishing it to the Shadow Realm in an attempt to take away his main source of income. I imagine the idea is, if Ben starts running out of money, he won't be able to keep putting up a fight. That seems to be the playbook that Bricks and Minifigs likes to pull from.
Dear creator community, my name is Jack Conti, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Patreon. On May 29th, Patreon received an official takedown request filed by Bricks and Minifigs for media and accounts related to Reckless Ben and an ongoing dispute regarding a local Lego consignment issue. This is the verified complaint with exhibits. This is the request for immediate content removal pursuant to temporary restraining order. And this is the motion for the temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction.
What a disgusting, slimy, underhanded maneuver here. This is some shit that not even Umbrella Corporation was doing. They are that evil. So they have put in all of the official paperwork here to force Patreon to take down Reckless Ben's Patreon account. And this is the CEO coming forward to let the community know that this has been submitted. This is real. This isn't someone impersonating Bricks and Minifigs. This is all the vile, despicable, unholy work of an evil organization led by someone who legitimately has a twirled mustache, the most comic book character villain looking motherfucker imaginable. Ammon, I'm talking about that goober. This is them now trying to starve out Ben. They tried numerous times to have him thrown in jail over some barnacles and horseradish. That didn't work. So now they've come from the top turnbuckle here to try and instead just take away his income. I cannot fathom a world where Bricks and Minifigs as a business exists beyond this point. I just don't think it's possible, not even in a fucking fairy tale, because who would possibly feel comfortable going into bed with them from this point forward, knowing what we know now? Even just fully setting aside what I believe to be blatantly obvious, bare-naked corruption from the local Utah police department over there that Bricks and Minifigs top brass are utilizing like their own personal fucking military force, their own little hound dogs. Even setting that aside, the immutable facts are, Brian brought his father's extremely valuable Lego collection he collected over the course of his life to sell through Bricks and Minifigs here, and then everything went tits up. He didn't receive any payment for it despite them selling that collection, and they still refuse to give back the collection. So even just that right there should be a nail in the coffin of this business where customers won't feel safe, because who's to say this was some isolated incident? This is the one everyone knows about now, but it's very possible you take your Legos to them to sell, they don't give you what you are owed for it, and then if you try and request it back or try and put up a stink about like, hey, you've got my Legos and I haven't been paid for it, well, they might just go try and ruin your life. And then even that won't be enough to satisfy the gluttonous greed of this corporation. They will then wipe their ass with your rights and try and take away your income to silence you from speaking about your experiences with them and talking about the truth of the matter behind a lot of things here based on all of the available evidence. It is unbelievable because they, I think, have completely torpedoed their company. There is no world where this business should be around after all of the dust settles on this case. It's fucking crazy. But anyway, like I said, the most recent development is they're trying to take down Reckless Ben's Patreon to take away his main source of income. And they've submitted all this paperwork. They've given it to Patreon to force their hand to take it down. But I've saved the best part for last.
So after an extensive review and investigation by Patreon's Trust and Safety team, we have in fact, unfortunately determined that Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up. And if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us. Patreon out.
It is exceptionally rare, almost unheard of, for a company of Patreon size, they are a huge company, to actually side with a creator against a massive corporation. Bricks and Minifigs is huge. And they are using all of the elbow grease they can against one guy, Ben. And they tried to bring the legal hammer of their girth here to force Patreon to take him down. And Patreon said no. Now, I haven't been the biggest fan of Patreon. I think all of you know that. But this right here from the CEO, I think is such an admirable move. Like, yeah, it's kind of easy PR at this moment because everyone rightfully is against bricks and minifigs. But it's extremely difficult and extremely uncommon for a company to actually put their own ass on the line to help a creator and protect a creator they believe is in the right. Because there is a chance Patreon does get sued here. They are going against the orders that have been submitted to them for this takedown. So they could be on the hook, which I find extremely admirable for them to be willing to fight with Ben to protect him against this injustice, or what appears to be injustice based on every single piece of evidence that has been provided, of which Bricks and Minifigs plus the police department have provided none. Actually, zero evidence of their own, by the way. So I think this deserves a big round of applause here from Patreon to just say, fuck you, we're going to keep it up. Yes, you submitted all this paperwork. Congratulations. It's going in the trash. And if you want to proceed further, you can sue us. That's kind of them big dogging them because Patreon does dwarf Bricks and Minifigs. So Bricks and Minifigs loves to talk about how they will drain their opponents of resources through long drawn out legal battles because they have enough money to just burn on it. So then it'll end up costing the normal civilian more than they would have ever stood to gain. Well, they can't really do that against Patreon because Patreon will actually just slap them silly. They have much more money than Bricks and Minifigs. So they probably tugging at their collar like, eek, we can't make that threat against them. That won't work. That'll fall flat. So I really do think this was not only very surprising from Patreon, but very impressive. Like I have to give it a round of applause. Big hats off to them for sticking beside one of their creators in the face of a corporate bullying and silencing attempt. So yeah, I just wanted to give you this little update. That's really about it. So yeah.